The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
Because we are now live, so no. Oh, also I gotta put your body back, Gil. So inward heel flip. Good for you, man. Damage control. Yeah, we're going, man. Yeah. Wait, they can't hear you. Okay, right. Let me fix. He is not.
He is.
He
was.
I fix. Okay, right. Go ahead.
That is a
Okay.
perfect kill.
Well, all right.
Oh, for God's sakes. Welcome, everyone, to Sunset City, a Sonic podcast for the classic and modern age. I'm Nick. Hi. And with me today, we have Channel Pup,
Hey.
Cirrus the Skeptic.
Hi, everybody.
I almost got your stupid names mixed up because they've got the "the" and the "is." Wayne is boss.
Give it a button, up. Give it a button, up.
I can review Tech USA.
I'm gonna hit on your ex-girlfriend.
Oh no.
And Gilly the Kid.
Bony cheese. Was that who said it? Who said it?
You said what?
Who said-
I saw Aiden, Gilly the Ant.
No, somebody said. Where is it? Somebody said that I have a proper body. No, I don't.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Look,
That's a pup
you
body.
haven't provided me with a
I'm
full
purple
body
pup.
that can be sat behind the table. So I'm just working with what I got, okay?
Would you prefer to have like a Veronica styled avatar, or do you want me to draw you one? Because truth be told, I'm probably drawing new stuff for me soon.
I think this is funnier.
Fine.
Yeah, I mean, again, Discord reactive image is down, so we've all just got a static
Dalek
kind of thing going on.
Dalek. That guy is so scared of Nick's chest.
But yeah, the point I'm trying to make here is that Gilly Tits is not a thing right now, but it will be once.
Thank
Discord
God. No,
reactive
I don't want. I don't want
it will
tits.
Be. It will be.
I don't want tits.
Listen,
Well,
we
you
can
don't- we will
provide.
go- we will
for
go
you.
back to the
The
way
surgery
This is
will
very.
be
This is
fine.
this is
The
very
sur-
disrespectful.
Listen,
You don't choose the tits. The
To
tits
who?
choose
You? That doesn't matter.
if we can help you, we will.
Stop.
Guys, were there any like actual proper bits of Sonic news this week outside? Oh, there was. There were a couple things. New
We
IDW
have that new
issue came
IDW
out.
cover.
But we had a whole ass book that came out too. But like, more importantly, a dear friend of mine and a friend of the show, who we got to get on here at some point, has just been announced as the new art lead for Sega Heartlight. That's Stevie Cole.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you ain't kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
I thought he was kidding.
No,
Thank you for the clarification, Pop.
we have a friend that's going to be properly working on Sonic the Hedgehog stuff. Technically, the most profitable portion of Sonic the Hedgehog. So that's kind of wild.
Sega finally hired this woman.
No, if you're not
Technically,
familiar
yeah.
with her work, go check out her Twitter. It's incredible. She's done some thumbnails for me. She's actually finishing up a thumbnail for one of the upcoming spoilers, one of the two upcoming Frontiers videos that are going to be coming up in the next couple days. So
She's also got this
Yeah.
cool little rabbit mascot, and that rabbit has been through a lot. Like, judging by some
Really
of the videos,
have.
There's a fucked up rabbit, poor thing.
yeah, no, it's a cool little rabbit.
You
But
ain't
yeah,
shit.
that's congratulations. So I thought that was pretty cool news. I thought that was rad. But yeah, that's all I got
Did
for
you-
news. Anyone else got anything? What's up?
Did you think it was pretty Did you think it was pretty wizard?
cool.
I'm not a kid, Wayne.
But the
so-
kids would say that.
You'd know a
would.
lot about what the
Wait,
kids
can't
would
you be-
say, wouldn't you? You fucking white van man.
We have Wayne
Oh,
the
God.
boss, Cirrus the skeptic, Nick the kid, Gilly the I don't know what his end is.
The shit.
It's fine. Hey, Pup,
What?
you had a pretty fun idea for a topic for today. What
I-
was it?
Okay, so I was thinking how we could like go through you know what we did with the pinball episode, right? Where we went through the history of pinball in the Sonic series.
No. No, I don't know how
Yeah,
we did
you
that.
would fucking know that. Shut the fuck up. We're going to go through Supersonic appearances in the console games and a few comics and other noteworthy foibles. So yeah, we're just going to talk about that shit, you know. But should we do a quick patron plug before that or nah?
It's a good idea.
Okay. Well,
So
you're
yeah,
good,
we
man.
finally have a
You got
Patreon,
this.
and we're trying to use it. We're trying our best
You're doing well.
because we
man.
have a lot of cool perks.
You're doing
We have a
well.
lot of cool perks.
More than just the two at the table right now.
Oh god damn it!
Or for crying out loud.
Sort it out, sir. Seriously. The fuck's
I
wrong
can't.
with you?
They just keep getting bigger.
Fucking psychopath.
No, but our Patreon, like, you get access to a Discord server. We do bi-weekly hangout, post-show hangout for certain tier members. We have a priority mailbag for folks, which you still haven't taken advantage of yet. So get on that, because that would be a lot of fun to do. But yeah, just a lot of fun little stuff there. But yeah, it's just there if you want to help support the show. We sincerely appreciate it. So it's there if you want it.
I believe actually there was one person who took advantage of the priority mailbag. Hold up.
Did we? Oh,
I'm like 99% certain that I saw this message come in. Let's see.
So, how's the weather?
Oh,
All right.
okay. So no, we got a message that was, howdy again. It's from Kitnari. Howdy again. Sorry for being a bother, but listen to the most recent episode of the show, and Nick had mentioned that no one has mentioned any questions yet. I just wanted to mention, just in case, that I haven't seen anywhere to ask any questions. So keep the show going and have a good night or day. So the question is where to ask the questions.
So the answer is we done goofed. We're all very green at this. So we need.
we all have Patreon separately. We can do better. Tell you what, let's do this right now. Weekly, we're just gonna post like, hey, upcoming show, priority questions for folks. Post them here, and we'll do the same in the Discord.
Let's try
We'll
and
give you
have
guys
like
two
a,
different ways.
a mailbag for next week, shall we?
Yeah,
Hell
absolutely.
yeah! You ain't shitting.
Not right now. No, that
I'm
would be
trying to
rude
work on that.
show.
Okay.
I took fiber for that.
I have so much fiber.
There's a lot of fiber. A very fibrous man. All right, so Supersonic, right? Isn't it? Like, it's pretty fucking cool shit, right? Yeah.
Yeah, on
Nah.
occasion we just like to kind of ramble about certain characters or things that have shown up there, and Pup was like, hey, like we did with Pinball, let's just kind of talk about Supersonic appearances, because it's kind of a thing.
I enjoyed the pinball episode as well. That was some good shit.
I like the whole deconstruction of like what is a pinball in Sonic and what is not counted as pinball in Sonic.
Well, see,
And it's weird where we landed, right? Because it's like the whole game is based on pinball design, right? The original game. And then there's like a literal pinball table in Sonic R, and we still decided, because there's no actual
Wait!
flippers, it doesn't count.
it needs
that
flippers
actually
to be
just-
pinball.
That actually just brought up so I'm looking. I don't want to spoil everything that's on the list here, but there are two technical Supersonic appearances that are not on here.
Okay. I was,
but are
say
they
straight up,
supersonic?
I wasn't going to include anything like, say, Dark Spine Sonic or Excalibur Sonic.
Those were the two I was thinking of. Like
I knew
they're
it. You
Yeah,
fucking
technically
storybook
supersonic,
fans.
but they're also not.
You storybook
Yeah.
fans just won't
we-
fucking fuck off, because my
Like,
comment
we could have
section
a
is
whole-
full of what about the storybooks at all bloody times. All of you fuck off, please.
Because we could always have like a separate discussion about like the alternate forms.
Yeah. So in that
If
case,
Hypersonic doesn't count, the fucking Darkspine doesn't count.
in that
That's
case, we
that.
won't count Hypersonic.
Okay.
either. Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Well, starting off with Sonic 2, the original Sonic 2 from 1992.
Yep.
Yes. It's a game which
It is a video
it
game.
features the first appearance of Supersonic,
Tails.
but only on the 16-bit version, not the 8-bit. If you're playing the 8-bit version expecting Supersonic, not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Mm-mm.
I don't think people play the 8-bit version or have expectations.
Why would you want
about
to?
it.
Why would you fucking want to? It's a dumpster fire. But
I before any of you motherfuckers talk about it, I want to hear Gilly talk about his first time with Supersonic in
yes,
Sonic
Gilly,
2.
tell us about your first time again.
You really, Pup?
Yeah, me of all people saying that's a little rich. Isn't it?
Well, my first time with Supersonic, I didn't know he was a thing. And some kid at a so if you grew up where I grew up, a lot of kids ended up at the bar. And by kids, I mean I was like 6 or 5.
Oh, so a teenager then.
I'm just hearing TF2 Scout. If you grew up where I grew up,
a lot of parents ended up at the local bowling alley bar, and the kids that were there would end up at the arcade.
I'm just imagining like an 80s style flashback with 80s music, except this would have been the 80s, wouldn't it? You're fucking old.
And by arcade,
That's old.
it wasn't the 80s, you idiot.
It would have been the 80s. You're like 38 years old, aren't you?
Sonic 2 was out.
Oh, right, yeah, this would have been... Yeah, good point. Yep, fair, okay.
You fucking idiot.
Wait, you mean to
Sonic
tell me
noted
you were...
80s
Wait,
icon.
you were 6 when Sonic 2 came out?
I mean, I was younger than that when it came
I
out.
doubt that. I highly doubt that.
Oh
I mean,
my
if you just
God.
do math, it's pretty easy to figure out.
Okay,
But
how old are you?
I'm your mom. So
Oh, hey! Hey, Mum!
Will you just let him finish his fucking story? Jesus
Well,
Christ.
don't fucking set me up then! Okay, go on. Come on, Gilly, hurry up.
some kid that I met at the bowling alley bar arcade, and by arcade I mean it was like literally 3 games in a corner.
Yes, you do.
He told me that he had a bunch of codes, like sound test codes for Sonic, which I didn't know about, and he said that he would bring them with him next time. So he showed up with like 4 pieces of paper written with all these codes written down on them. One of which was Supersonic, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Because I didn't know that you could unlock it without putting codes in, because I had no context. So I went home and I used the code, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" And then later on, I found out that you could get them legitimately. But that was my experience getting for the first time, and it blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining this fucking 6-year-old just going up to another 6-year-old like, "Hey, meet me outside, I got something to show you." It's like this fucking back alley dealing. And just like,
That's- I mean,
"What
that's-
you want
that's
is
what
papers,
video games
right?"
do with
Nick,
those.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nick,
that was video games.
you're in my age bracket. That's
Yeah.
that's
what
it
it
was.
is.
So it would have
Yeah,
been the
that's
80s
exactly what it
in
was.
that case. If Nick was 6 at the time it came out, that would be the 80s.
No, Nick is a few years older than me.
No. It would have been the 70s.
You're right. You're right.
It's
I mean-
it's at least the 40s.
This
Nick
explains
is
why
a
Nick loves
literal
dinosaurs so
boomer.
much.
He's
He
a
is
literal
one.
baby boomer. That's
If not the
Nick
20s.
Nick rolled up to the arcade with his Walkman, listening to Beethoven.
I just
on
want
his
the old
fully
penny arcade.
qualified driving license as a working established man in the 1960s.
Catching one of them Nickelodeons.
And I do remember that, like, that age of just, so you always had a friend whose mom was willing to buy the book of game codes.
Yeah,
And-
dude,
and, like,
dude, the
if you, like,
Scholastic
go-
is through Scholastic.
Yeah.
Yes. So like you would, and like if you didn't have it, you'd get Mortal Kombat, right? And you would just go, God, I'm not having any fun with this game. Hey, does anybody know the kid who has all the fatality codes?
Wait, you mean to tell me you couldn't just log into your iBook G4 and get the codes from there?
It
Pup.
was.
Pup.
It was the 80s.
It was,
I
but
know.
it was at this point in time. It was before the age in which to listen to music you either have to have a hit clips or one of those
Fucking
toothbrushes
LimeWire,
that
right?
those toothbrushes that played music in your
Dude,
head.
I had one of them. It plays
These
Legal
were
Rock
the
You on it. It was great.
pre-Napster days.
I was just talking with my wife about this yesterday. Like how some things, like I keep seeing posts about how people are nostalgic for like shitty old ways to take in media, and I was just remembering like how I would stay up all night just to listen to a song I thought sounded really cool, and how I don't miss those days. I really don't miss those days.
I want to bring
I
back
don't miss
LimeWire,
burning
man.
CDs.
No, I don't either. Like I was like, burning CDs was wild to me because like you just any song you want. What do you mean you get to download MP3s? What the fuck are you talking about? Like that was
Dude,
a
you
game
you
changer,
saw
dude.
my
You wouldn't
post.
download
You
a
saw
car.
my post. You saw my post, right? Where I showed you. I think I tweeted it of like my my burnt CD that I made with Sonic on the cover.
What did you? Was
I didn't
this,
see that.
Did you
No, I
put
didn't
this
see
on
that.
the fucking
My
community?
jewel case. Hold on, let me see if it's on Twitter.
Yeah,
Did you
go
put
get
this on
that.
the
That's
fucking community notice board at your local butcher shop or something?
but-
Because this is the
but to
80s.
But bringing it back to Supersonic specifically, that really was back in the day when you could get away with bullshit. Like, there's a reason why April Fool's jokes were as infamous as they were Yoshi and Pokemon, Sonic and Smash, shit like that.
Guys, I found it.
Like, the internet was still like prevalent, like around that. Like, yeah, if you want to put it in the back rooms, I want to see
Yeah.
this. Yeah, Supersonic to me, I had heard of him, but it was just kind of a legend, I guess. Like, I didn't get Supersonic until Sonic 3. And I could not comprehend how cool of a design this was. Like, I didn't know what Super Saiyans were. Like, Dragon Ball Z hadn't really hit over here yet or anything like that. But
Yeah.
seeing Supersonic for the first time was just like, how do you make Sonic cooler? Like this? And it was just nuts. It was the coolest fucking thing. Now, I still remember the very first time. And like the power up, it was just like, it's like he broke the game. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just like he just made the game so much cooler because there's like this new animation I'd not seen for years. And he jumps up and he just screams at nothing, and he's just glowing. And he's beautiful. I love
Nick,
him.
check the back rooms.
All right.
And also, if you scroll down, you can see the track list, and it is the most unhinged thing.
Oh my god!
Is that Comic Sans?
You put
It's not
To be
quite
fair,
Comic Sans.
if it is Comic Sans, it's very on brand for Sonic Adventure 2.
I need
I don't
no, I
think it
need
is.
to read
It's not
this
Comic
list.
Sans.
I need to read this list. This is insane. Let's see. Track 1. What's Love featuring Ja Rule and Ashanti, Fat Joe. Followed by Live and Learn, Crush 40. Chop Suey, System of a Down. Adam's Song, Blink 182. First Date, Blink 182. What's My Age Again, Blink 182. I Want You to Want Me, Cheap Trick. Let's
This
keep
shit
going.
is literally the kind of playlist I would have had on my fucking iPod Nano back in the
This
day.
is
Brain Damage, Eminem. What? I Am My Worst Enemy, Lit. Don't Let Me Get Me, Pink. 1,000 Miles, Vanessa Carlton.
This is the best one.
Saga Begins, Weird Al Yankovic.
oh my god.
Where's the best Sonic song from the absolute hit that was Sonic Dance Power 6 by Tokyo Ghetto Pussy?
I forgot that was an official Sonic release. Oh god, I remember when that started going around Twitter again. We're like, oh, they said a fuck word in a Sonic song. Hold my beer. Welcome back to the 90s, bitch. Oh god. But yeah, I
By
don't
the
know
way,
if it was
well-
the same for you guys. Like Supersonic, like the first time I saw him obviously was the old 8-bit days, and even back then it was just the coolest fucking thing I'd ever seen.
The CD had a design on it too,
Yeah,
but I couldn't find it.
It's-
I should recreate this as like a Spotify playlist.
we should try and sell this against Super Sega.
And by Blink 182.
And all the license
Oh,
holders of the
God.
songs, sure. Yeah, right. You know,
I'll just cover all of them.
if you could find those old files, Gilly, if you magically could find those old files again,
I hope
just
they're
have
like
to post
super
them up.
compressed as well.
No, Gilly, what does that say there? One, I can't read the blue on.
Hold on.
Because it's
Wait, let me-
got Sonic Adventure 2 with
Let
Sonic
me
and
pull it up
Shadow
on my
on it.
phone and zoom in. Hold on.
Open in browser. Let me
One-
see if I can.
Is it-
one is
Is
a
Gallant?
gallant hero out to clear,
Out to
his,
clear
name.
his name.
The other is an assassin built by the military. Sonic Shadow Sonic Adventure 2.
This is the most early 2000s thing I've seen in a long.
How old would
It
you have
really
been at
is.
the time then?
It's so good.
What?
It's
How
so
old would you have
good.
been when you did this?
I think I was like 10 or 11.
Oh wait, it literally says in the post when you were like 11.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm being stupid.
The other is an assassin built by the
Military.
God, I remember the days of burning CDs as well. Like a fucking. You ever used the fucking app GarageBand? I used to just throw a few loops
Garage
together.
Band.
Sorry, GarageBand. okay.
Garage Band.
I used to just throw a couple of loops together and then burn them on a CD. I was like, "This is my band, go crazy! It's a band."
Yeah, I never used GarageBand, but I remember the very first time that I was able to get like an actual MP3 player that was able to hold a whole like 30 songs.
God, I
Dude,
love how horribly
you remember the little
Supersonic is on that fucking CD in a case as well. He's
Do you
so
remember
badly
the
scented.
little the little MP3 players that were like flash drive shaped? They just had a USB port sticking out of them.
No, I had a friend who had one of those, and I was so jealous of his because I had to have an SD card in mine.
I had. Well, this was SD. I don't think
Oh,
SD
yeah,
cards
that's-
were a thing.
I remember having like a dinky ass MP3 player, and I didn't have access to a computer. The only way that I was able to like download music to it was like through a little USB cable, where I had
Oh,
to
no,
hook
that
it
was
into
the
my
first one,
fucking
yeah.
CD player, and then I would have it would have to be like a CD player that had like a record, but it was weird. And then you could like record the song like while it's playing in real time on the CD player and record it onto the MP3 player as a separate track, and you had to start and stop it at the right times. It was like recording a VHS tape, and but you know, as a fucking MP3 player, that's how I got started with that shit.
I actually had the music CD, like the official music CD for Sonic Adventure 2. So I remember having to have that on just like bringing that with me on a CD player all the time when I went to school. And then just the first time I got one of those MP3 players, the first one was the one that you were describing that had like it had a USB to get all the files in, but it also was powered by a AAA battery.
Oh my god.
It didn't, like, the idea of charging something with the cable that also provided data, that was way too newfangled for that kind of tech.
You just share it with your friends. Be like, "Yo, listen to this! It's from this little garage band called Shallow Gravy. Haha, go Team Venture."
I had a like portable speaker. It was really big and it wasn't super loud, but it plugged into auxiliary. And I remember playing Peanut Butter Jelly Time on it at middle school when waiting for my parents.
That was
to
like-
pick me up.
Gilly unlocked a memory in my brain with the hit clips. That's pretty stupid. That was a stupid toy.
I was thankfully old enough by then when I saw those. I was like, that is dumb, and yeah, thankfully I managed to skip out on all that. Because yeah, it's pretty dumb.
We're trying to talk about Supersonic, and all we're just like is, guys, remember the 90s? Remember the early 2000s?
Sometimes
Yeah.
we need that for us. Like we've been
Yeah.
scrambling for like a topic.
Hi, Memby.
Member bearers.
So
It's good.
Supersonic was basically just an urban legend in Sonic 2 that only a few who were extra patient could ever get to.
I mean, considering how hard those special stages were until you could figure out
Yeah, those things
like
blindside
pause,
you.
like pause coming or all that stuff. Yeah, like it was really tough. Like I've said 1,000 times, like I didn't properly beat the stages legitimately until I was an adult.
There's a lot of like
But yeah.
memorization involved with the Sonic 2 special stages. Like,
Yeah, but like I've said it in my own video, but like I also appreciate that because a lot of people are like, oh, those are the worst ones. They're like, yeah, it's fine. Like when you go back and look at it in a history and everything like that. But like the point was, you got to work for this because Supersonic breaks the game. You're not meant to play the game as Supersonic, because like that's the one thing I'd say. Sonic 2, like if there's an argument for like the special stages between 2 and 3, I would say the half pipe at least has the sense to be like, you really got to fucking work for it, because with save states in Sonic 3, with save files, God, Jesus, I'm old. And once you figure out like the blue sphere, it's really not that hard. Like most repeat playthroughs, you're gonna get like 2 or 3 zones in at the most, and then the rest of the game you got Supersonic unlocked.
yeah,
which is,
like 3 and 1 have incredibly reasonable difficulty on the special stages.
Yeah.
What I'll say with 2 is I do appreciate that, yes, they do make you work for it, but I do think there is a fine line between challenging and kind of cheap, and I think Sonic 2 definitely gets its feet in the cheap water. But like, at the end of
It
the
does
day,
nowadays. It does nowadays, but like back then, I keep seeing people talking about. I was like, yeah, but like, I'm sorry, but graphics are still a big deal, and it wasn't that big of a deal to lose special stages back then because it was always exciting to see the half pipe.
I mean, yeah, it
when you
kept
were a
Super
kid.
Sonic as like an urban legend. They were kind of revolutionary for Sonic, anyways. So like, you know, I'm quite halvesies and halvesies with them. But I guess just looking at them, divorced from the culture at the time. Yeah, it is easy to say that. Yeah, they are kind of a cheap, kind of a challenge in a lot of ways because like the only real way to beat them, particularly before they like remastered them with extra frames and stuff like that, was to really just jot down when to jump and when to like turn and stuff like that, because otherwise you're just going to get blindsided so often. I found even like on the remasters where they definitely improved things, like you could still get completely blindsided by those special stages.
I'm okay with it just because the game's designed around it. Like there are checkpoints everywhere. You don't have to hunt it down. You don't have to survive till the end of the level. You just have to find a checkpoint, and they're littered everywhere. And the game doesn't progress each special stage. You have to beat that special stage before you go to the next one. So
Yeah.
you can 7 turns in the first zone, just memorizing it, and yeah, like it's made for repeat playthroughs. So really wasn't that big of a deal. You just had to commit to it. But also, again, like that's just me respecting how they set it up. At the same time, yeah, it's my least favorite of the classic special stages for sure.
I think it's weird because in some ways I would say that like the fact that they have those kind of, I guess, telegraphing issues in some ways makes them worse than the Sonic 1 special stages, but I just think the fact that Sonic 2 has something so ambitious at the time as like a 3D half pipe, I'd still put the Sonic 2 ones above the Sonic 1 ones, even though I would say
I
they're a
would
bit
too.
more, they're
Yeah,
more
that's
flawed,
fair.
but I think they're better,
Yeah.
like...
I agree. I would agree with that completely. It's weird thinking about it now because like special stages were such a side thing, but like they were a big deal in the original games because every little technical thing that those old machines could do, they would constantly flex on it. Like the
Oh, yeah.
Super 7 for Super Nintendo. Like that's why Sonic Team was like a respected name, because like they did things on the Genesis that nobody thought was really possible.
It was all about
Like, there
pushing those
were-
boundaries.
Yeah, and I mean, those special stages look like fucking magic on the Genesis. It's wild. But
The journey at that point, the journey you get to Supersonic's more important than the actual reward than anything.
You know what's
Yeah.
weird? I still can't. Don't really have a problem with Sonic 2 special stages. I still can't beat Sonic 1 special stages. It's
I beat them by
so
accident.
they're
Wait,
so
Sonic 1, did
frustrating
you
to
say?
me. Yeah, there's I
I
can
find those
beat
to
2
be-
and 3,
I find
and
the-
one
Sorry, go on.
is just there's just so much like variables, and like it feels like RNG
That's interesting.
because everything's always moving.
I find one special stage
little
to
bit.
be by far the easiest of the bunch. The ones I find the hardest, to be honest, are the Sonic CD ones. I don't know how anyone
those
does
are-
it.
I think they're the
Those
most
are my
fun.
favorite.
They're
those are
cool.
my
They're
favorite.
cool as
They're
hell
hard.
because like you're free to move wherever you want to move, but I just don't know how anyone does it. I also like. I think the best classic
it's-
Sonic special stages definitely go to Mania, but like
My problem with Mania is that those special stages, they're good for like modern day. This sounds ridiculous. Modern day difficulty, but they are not 90s hard.
I find them.
they're not.
I find them, especially when you get to the last two, to be very difficult. Like.
No. Once you
I-
once you like get it down and you have the muscle memory for it, there's no challenge.
I'll tell you how people did the Sonic CD special stages, pup.
Okay.
They got good.
Oh, just get out.
The
leave.
thing about them though, like
Was
I
this
mean,
the
like,
Dark Souls of Sonic?
You will be
They're the most
first to
fun
leave the
special
show,
stages. I
man.
think I like
And
the
because of
Mania
me.
special stages.
I think the only
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
they could have improved upon at that point would be like if they had like 3D models for the hazards on the stage. But like outside of that, yeah, I think the Sonic CD ones are the most fun.
They're
but-
fun. I find it difficult with the hit detection with the fucking UFOs. Sometimes I think I'm gonna
it's
hit
worse-
one and then I don't, and then I land in the water, and turning is hard. Yeah.
It's the worst on like original hardware. It's a lot more doable on like the later ports for like
Oh, yeah.
you know
They've
and-
improved
Hundred
it.
percent.
They've improved it in Origins to the point where it's like I daren't fucking even try the old version. But like, yeah, it's safe to say,
Just watch
man,
the
like,
shadows, man.
man.
Just watch the shadows.
Origins really is just.
Well, that's
the
like
best fucking version
Sonic
of
2
the game.
special stages have no challenge in like the newer ports.
I don't know, man. I'd still say you can get blindsided by them.
It doesn't matter. You can retry them.
Oh yeah,
You know what's
I
weird
get that.
though? Like,
so it
That doesn't
doesn't
mean no challenge though. It just
No,
means
but the
there's no
challenge there,
consequence.
the challenge there was learning quickly the small chances that you had to do it.
I'd
If
still
you have
say
unlimited
there's-
chances, there's really no, dude. You can pause the game.
I don't know.
You can pause the game and see what's ahead of you and react.
You
I
can
would
make-
say there
you
is
can make the game
challenge.
time out.
I'd say there's challenge.
Yes.
There's just no consequence.
No,
for failure.
I mean, like you could just pause the game.
yeah.
There's no challenge one. If you just keep pausing it, you can buffer your inputs before you unpause.
Yeah, the pause scum. Yeah, that's.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, poop.
Well, I mean, again though, like I'm still gonna stand behind the half pipe more than not, just because I mean they're made to be replayed. That's the point
Yeah.
of them. And like even like the blindside, like the blind turns or anything, like it's not that hard to kind
They're
of get
also
like the flow with it.
they're not difficult once you memorize them.
The
like,
first three
they're-
aren't.
Yeah,
hard.
but most video games are not difficult once you memorize them.
Well, that's not. I mean, that's not
But they're-
necessarily
they're
true
made,
because
like,
there's a lot
yeah,
of
but that's
there's.
fine when the game's designed, like it gives you the incentive to do it. It's again, it's not like you get 6 chances, like
I
the
mean,
first fucking game.
As it is,
You know?
like we're quite we're still on Sonic 2, like what, half an hour in. The thing I would basically say
It's fine.
is talking about Super Sonic in Sonic 2 himself. What I find interesting is that Super Sonic's got messy quills in Sonic 2, yet he doesn't have that in any other like version. And I think I will say this:
I love how it looks there.
if you do unlock Super Sonic like too soon, it does devalue the rest of the game. Like because again, it's so breakable. But again, it is designed around that. I'm gonna say
Well, it's
this-
just two different ways to play. If you're able to get Supersonic by the first stage,
Yeah, I mean, that's just why would you want that though? But like, the ending is also fucking ruined with Supersonic.
I don't like Supersonic and Sonic 2.
Go on, Wayne. Go off. Come on. Fucking bring it. Bring the pain.
I think everything about Supersonic in Sonic 2 specifically, outside of the initial discovery of him being in the game at all, sucks. Because unless you've already played the game a million times and you know how to like get Supersonic really early on, the only time you're going to have him is in the later stages where he's more of a detriment to the gameplay than anything else, because the gold that he's encapsulated in is not power, it's not like chaos energy, it's butter, because he's the slipperiest piece of shit imaginable, and especially in like that god fuck. And in the rest of the game, you don't fucking need Supersonic if you already know what you're doing. But again, like you were saying, the ending is more satisfying if you don't have Supersonic. And then, yeah, the Sonic 2 special stages are my least favorite out of the entire franchise, or out of the entire like
Worse than the Lost
classic
World
series.
ones? Okay. Yeah,
Classic series.
The
They-
Lost World ones gave me muscular thrombosis. I swear to Christ.
Yeah, I feel like Supersonic was a cool like backup reward for wasting your goddamn time like messing around with what I still think are probably the most frustrating special stages to play through in those games.
I think it's well
Wayne
designed.
bought
I think
fucking
it's a
heat.
good,
He bought
good
heat
Yeah.
extra
today.
bonus. I think it's good.
also I only Supersonic only really gets like, first of all, the end stages. I'd rather go through fucking Metropolis Zone of Supersonic
Oh yeah.
so I can
no,
get that
okay.
shit out of the way
I-
and not have
I
to worry
find
about all the
those-
bullshit.
I
That's
find those
more-
stages so much more unwieldy as Supersonic.
would
It's so much
Yeah,
so
but
say
yeah, they're
that's more
unwieldy,
of
but
a-
also you don't get hit by everything in sight
I'd
always.
say that's more of a point.
Yeah, but you also
against
can't
Metropolis
land
than it
like
is for
jumps and
Super.
platforming.
Like because like Metropolis
can.
Zone's a fucking piece of shit, you know. Like I would say that's more how bad Metropolis Zone is than how like I'm kind of halfway between you guys and Wallace here. Like I appreciate it for like the unicorn that it is that you're kind of chasing around, and I appreciate like I mean I have fun with the.
I mean,
sheer-
it's not for people who are playing the game for the first time.
I mean, listen, I have fun with also
Yeah.
just the power trip of playing as him in even just the piss easier stages. It's just like, whoa, he's going really fucking fast now, and nothing can stand in my way. I just kind of appreciate the power trip.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, I do agree with Wallace that it's like your reward for, you know, going so hard with the game is kind of a worse experience in a way. And definitely that
I
ending
disagree.
I don't know. I think
disagree.
I think it's a god mode for people who got that good at the game.
Yeah, that's exactly what it
Yeah.
is. It's not made. I mean, like we're so used to having Supersonic as part of the narrative. Like even as early as Sonic 3, like you're made to get Supersonic. But like that first game, he's just a god mode. Like he's just there as an extra reward because you went out of your way to, go so hard with the Chaos Emeralds. I'm fine with it. And I like that there's still a balance there in challenge because you always have to worry about your ring count. And yeah, you have to be a bit careful in terms of like what you're doing later on in the game.
Yeah.
But
Honestly, even if you have Supersonic, a lot of times it's not like, oh, I have 50 rings, better turn it into Supersonic. Sometimes it's, all right, risk versus reward. Should I keep gathering rings so I actually can keep Supersonic, or should I just engage it and roll the dice?
I mean, hey,
That-
I don't disagree, man. Like, listen, I got like a fucking picket plank in my ass right now because I'm totally sitting on the fence between you guys because I don't disagree with either of you. You know,
I'm just watching the
Great.
chaos personally.
No, but like,
ain't
I
chaos,
also
this
don't
is
think like, but like that said, like I'm also fine with it in terms of like the first appearance, because Wayne's not wrong in his critique because they couldn't keep doing Supersonic that way if he was going to keep coming back, and he was such a big deal coming back. They did a much better job in terms of like that balance, I guess, because like he's not.
If to me it feels like, I don't know, it feels less cool to have him just be part of the narrative a lot of the times because it doesn't feel like a reward anymore.
as I say, for like, I agree with Nick in the terms of like it's a first appearance thing. You know,
I think in that respect, my points still kind of go to Sonic 3 for that, because not only do you still have to earn that, I find it less frustrating to earn, and then they build on that idea in a really unique way. And again, we're not talking about hypersonic this go around, but you don't even have to get hypersonic to get like the additional phases of like the final boss fight and everything that you can do as super. And I found like that personally much more rewarding, and having that actually add on to the gameplay and even giving you moments of the game you couldn't experience otherwise.
Well, before,
outside of
You know
like,
what? You know what I think's annoying. You know how you just
Was-
said like Sonic 2, you get most people get Sonic so late that you're doing only the last couple stages or whatever with him.
yeah.
I didn't like getting Supersonic so late in 3 and Knuckles and then just having it taken away.
You don't
I
have
thought it
to.
was genius. I thought it was brilliant.
Well,
yeah, you don't have
you-
to.
before
You don't have to. You can go through the entire rest of the game just as supersonic.
Before we
oh,
You can, but what if you don't know that?
Before we get stuck in the weeds with Sonic 3, I just want to say one thing I think is a bit poopy.
well, it's not for first-time players.
One thing I think is a little bit poopy about Sonic 2 Supersonic is once you've unlocked him, he's not optional. Anytime you jump, which you will be
Yeah.
doing, you're gonna
Yeah.
turn supersonic whether you like it or not. That's
I was going to
something
mention that. Yeah, like
that I
that's
would-
that's what Gilly was saying though
Yeah.
about like whether or not you get 50 rings. He wasn't saying like whether or not you double jump. He was saying if you get 50 rings. Like I said, like there was room for improvement. I think two things can be true. I think in terms of like a first time appearance, I think Sonic 2 is a really well put together game.
You might say it's
I
pretty
genuinely
super.
do.
Thanks for asking.
But like if it was going to come back, like the gleam was going to dull a little bit regardless, because anything becomes less special the more often you use it. And the way they implement it in Sonic 3, I thought was genius. Like because
Yeah,
like, you take,
they just ripped off Dragon Ball again.
yeah, they did, but I'm talking in terms of like how are we going to bake it in further into both gameplay and narrative, and I think they did a great job with that. Like it's just, God, I love that game so much.
Super Saiyan 2
It's like-
Sonic.
I still think
Like I'm like just to like push back on like your critique there, Gilly. Like I'm sorry, but like you can play both of those games separately if you want, and it's just the regular, build up to get Supersonic. But if you combine the game goes out of its way to add an extra little cutscene when you get to Mushroom Hill. Sonic watches Knuckles sneak out of this thing. There's a button right there, and if you miss it, that's kind of on you.
I
Wait, what do you mean?
do want to like back up Gilly in the sense that Supersonic still was like I don't even necessarily care that it was a kind of ripoff of Super Saiyan form Goku, and all that nonsense. It was just a cool fucking reward for kids.
Yeah.
It was like if Ermac had actually been real in the arcades back in the day. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I gotta respect that shit. I mean, kind of in the same sense that I respect
It's
Sonic
Reptile.
1 for bringing in Sonic at all. It's still cool, and I'm glad that I've unlocked Super Sonic once in Sonic 2. I will never go for it again.
Another thing that needs to be said about Super Sonic and Sonic 2, and this is a thing that would persist, and I do get why there were much more limitations back then. It is unfortunate that you lose the soundtrack to the game once you're Super
Yeah.
Sonic. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
you have to listen
Yeah,
to
but that's
for
do I
every
want to
level.
play Supersonic or do I want to hear the music?
Yeah,
That's-
that's the thing. And Sonic soundtracks are so good that it's kind of important that I get to listen to them, you know?
Have you
you
guys
know what? I don't know why. Is there a reason why like they went out of their way to make Supersonic, but then they're like, yeah, these couple sprites though, no, they're good.
Yeah, have you ever
Was
played have you ever played Link's Awakening, like the old Game Boy version?
Yeah.
Wait, that's not Sonic. What's that?
I love that game, but like the most annoying thing in the world is picking up the stupid little power-ups because of that stupid music that plays. And doing Super Sonic in the classic games is basically like that, just on a perpetual loop.
Oh god, it's so annoying. I'm just remembering how annoying it was.
It's adorable.
But yeah, why was there like a? Did they just say? Did they just get lazy? Did they forget, or was it a technical like cartridge size reason why they couldn't make all of the Supersonic sprites?
I
I
think
mean,
it's
at that
literally just a
point-
lot of work, isn't it? Like, you're making a whole new sprite set for the same character.
But they already
For,
did that.
for something not every character is gonna see, or not
I
every
mean, they
player
already
is gonna
did
see.
that. What are you talking
No,
about?
but-
We're
All
Sonic 2
characters.
one.
What the fuck are you? They went out of their way to make Supersonic sprites.
Yeah, what of it?
Oh,
And-
they didn't use them. Is that what you're saying?
Oh,
Wait,
they-
what?
oh,
No,
is that
in
it?
Sonic 2. What the fuck are you talking about?
I feel like everybody
Use
just
your
started
words,
talking
Gil.
past each other.
Use your words.
In Sonic 2,
Yes.
Supersonic has different sprites.
Yes.
They made Supersonic sprites.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of his sprites
Yeah.
are just Sonic but yellow.
Yeah. So what was you? What
Oh.
were you? Yeah. No. Like, it's because it's a lot of work, isn't it? You know. Like.
What the fuck are you talking about, pup?
What? But they did.
They went out of their way to make the sprites. Why would they go? Oh yeah, no, these were just these ones.
Wait. So you're
These-
saying that they did make the sprites or nah?
dude?
No, you.
Oh my
idiot.
god! How?
damn.
Okay, how did we get in the weeds? It is Gilly is saying
Okay.
there are supersonic sprites that are made, bespoke ones that are supersonic.
Yes.
Then there are other sprites that are just Sonic's sprites recolored
Yeah,
yellow.
I'm saying they didn't remake
they are
those
both
sprites because
used.
they are kind
And
of
Pup
inconsequential.
is asking if they are cut out of the game, if they're originally in there or not. The answer is no.
Okay.
No,
so
no. I was asking
okay.
why they didn't do that. I was
Because
asking if there was a
it's more
technical reason or
work.
they just got lazy.
It's just
Right.
more work, I think. Like because like
What do you mean, pup?
5 minutes
Why would
back to
they-
the same fucking question.
Pup,
Jesus
it
Christ.
has. Why would it have anything to do with the amount of work? They were already making sprites for Supersonic.
Yeah, so
why
you
would
make
you
just
not do the
less
whole?
of them.
Why
Like,
would you
some
not
of
do
them
the
are
whole
just
sprite
kind
sheet?
of
Why would you do
inconsequential, so you might as well
95%
just make
of the
the other one
spreadsheet, Pup?
the yellow Sonic? You know, it just makes sense.
Why would
know?
you? Why would
Because
you make
have
a new?
95%? Adding
That
the extra
doesn't make any
5% is
sense.
still
That's
5%
what
more
that-
work.
what
And
that
at
is.
the end of the day, you've already had to recreate the majority of the
That looks.
fucking
That
sprites
looks
out of
like
Super
either
Sonic.
either
So-
an oversight,
I don't think
cartridge
it is.
limitations,
I think it's,
or laziness.
I think it's literally what you would define as laziness.
I would assume I'm going to assume like as quick as the turnaround it was for Sonic 2 and like how messy that whole production was, like we know a little bit more behind the scenes. When you got that much stuff done, I would say that might just be an oversight, but
I think they just
They
needed the rest.
do
of
That's
it.
the only thing that. That's the
but
only
they
thing that
do
makes
it
sense to
again
me.
in Sonic 3.
I think they
Oh,
just
yeah.
went, fuck it, you know? Like,
They do it again in Sonic 3. Like I
Oh
wonder
yeah,
if it's
when
like
he spins, isn't it regular?
when he
Sonic,
spins on
but-
the on the barrel, like and
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's such a specific thing that I would assume somebody just overlooked it.
Fucked up. Somebody fucked up.
I don't think they fucked up, man.
Sonic
I
Team
think they were
fucked
just
up.
like, no, I think they were just like, we've earned a break, you know? Fuck it, you know?
No,
Fucking-
that's not how
yeah,
that works.
That's just so situational.
They
Like, who
don't. They
gives a
just when
fuck,
they're
you know?
fucking you're watching
It doesn't
Dragon
fucking
Ball. It
matter.
doesn't
It's
just.
just
It doesn't just cut to a
inconsequential.
fucking
And
scene.
no, because like at the end of the day, this
Imagine,
isn't fucking
imagine it
Dragon
cutting
Ball.
to
This
imagine it
isn't
cutting to a
TV
frame
animation.
of
These are
Goku with his
sprites.
regular
These are
shaped hair, but
sprites,
yellow.
And sometimes they just.
Wait, Gilly, but that actually happens a handful of
Does it?
times when the
Does it?
when wait no so you know do you know the production for Dragon Ball Z how there was an A and B team?
Yeah.
This was the beat.
So when the B team takes over, there are times where characters are incredibly off model. Things like Vegeta with a giant bulbous neck happen. Things like Goku with just like slightly like hair that's just recolored happen. Just a bunch of weird shit happens when the B team takes over.
So shall we move
It's
on to?
Wait. So what you're saying is, sir? So what you're saying is, someone fucked up.
Yes.
Is what you're saying?
Nah, I think they
Yeah.
just needed the fucking break, man. It's just like this is as far as we got, you know. Just make the others yellow. Fuck it.
I don't. Okay.
Yes, Wayne.
I don't know. Fucking, I don't know, man.
Effervescence.
Maybe it was just time constraints, and maybe it was a mix of an oversight, and they decided that trying to rush out like a couple of sprites wasn't worth the effort, and they just had to crank that shit out like
You've
stat.
worked hard
So
enough today. Here's your Jamba Juice. Fuck the rest of the sprites. We'll just make the existing ones yellow.
I don't.
Here's your
don't know,
Jamba
man.
Juice. You've
But,
worked hard
but that
enough.
doesn't explain. That doesn't
Jamba
explain
Juice?
Sonic 3.
You've wo-
It doesn't
No,
explain
because
Sonic 3.
in Sonic 3,
no!
they'd already done so much other shit, such as make a whole sprite set for Knuckles, make a
He
whole
has completely
sprite
different
set for...
sprites in 3,
know what
doesn't
I would-
he?
You know what I would say, though? You know what I
He
would say?
does. He has brand new sprites
You
in
know
3.
what I would say is
I'm
why...
I'm starting. Yeah,
Why-
I'm starting to
that's
think. I'm
a
starting to think
valid
Sonic
question
Team was just
is-
like, what if we let's
Let's
just
make
leave these
Sonic
out so we fuck
uglier.
with people for decades to come.
Let's just make Sonic look like a fat old man in Sonic
Do you mean
3
wait if
for
the
no
if
reason.
the entirety of the production team was just pup? That's what would happen. 'Cause
Yes.
That's what I think would happen.
There's
Yes,
just a lot
yes.
of me sitting at a lot of tables, just like, oh, I can't
Wouldn't this be funny in
fucked.
30 years?
Okay, well, shall we talk about Sonic 3 and Knuckles? With their...
We did. I'm done.
We did. We did during.
I pretty much said my.
I hate this. I hate this retroactive, we did this without any... It fucks with my brain. Alright, fine, we'll talk about...
Would you like
Oh yeah,
to share anything about?
classic organized pup.
Fuck you! I am order and chaos all at once, young man. Okay, fine. I'll give
He is the Senate.
I am the Senate. I'll give a few thoughts
Do it.
on the Sonic 3 and Knuckles Super Sonic. For one, I appreciate the fact that you no longer involuntarily go super every time you jump. You gotta use your insta-shield. Which is a shame because I actually love the insta-shield. But fuck it. Improvement's improvement at the end of the day, right? Okay. That's all I got, really. Like, you earn him in a better fashion. He's just better handled in Sonic 3 than he is in 2. But I just think 3 in general is better than 2. So, fuck you, Gilly.
There we go.
Alright,
Did it.
we good?
I like Doomsday Zone. I like that they kind of
Doomsday is, yeah.
tie all.
Yeah.
I like that they went out of their way to not only say like, "Hey, he's an award," but like, "Hey, there's lore we're building up for this world."
Sonic
And
3
You know
It
what?
revolves around
You know what we didn't touch on, by the way.
Was it?
Just back to 2 for a second.
Yeah.
How when you get to the final boss and they go, "Fuck you,
Yeah, no 50 rings.
fuck
Oh.
you, no,
No,
rings."
also, just, fuck
Yeah.
all that, because,
Yeah.
like, fuck that noise, man. They should have given you some rings in that fucking
And to
I-
be fair,
I
to be fair, start of Sonic 3. Fuck you.
Yeah. I do still kind of like.
Sonic 3
I
gives you
still-
rings for the final boss, doesn't it?
You fucking idiot. I said the start of Sonic 3.
What of it?
Oh yeah, it's the start of Sonic 3 where Knuckles punches the super form
That's
out
okay.
of you.
That's
Yeah.
good. That in fact, that's good.
I do
I
respect.
didn't
Like I don't have an
listen.
issue with like the zero rings in the Sonic 2 boss fight. It
Oh,
would have
I
been
don't.
cool if
I
like
don't either. It's just the fact that you have Supersonic and can't use it because you have no rings.
the giant the Eggman robot at the end of that game is still like one of my favorite final bosses in a Sonic game. I also like every once in a while I'll get comments on my video of that review when I was reviewing it, and people are like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck are you doing against this boss?" Like, it's like, dude, you're getting cocky. I realized I've been playing that boss fight completely recklessly the entire time.
Because it's
And I go
easy
in
when you're an
for-
adult.
No, it isn't.
yeah.
I still get hit by
Well,
his
I don't
paws.
know
If
if
you-
it's
if-
easy.
Dude, That the boss at the end of the day, that boss is meant to be beaten without getting hit.
Yeah, that hit detection on that
Well,
thing though.
yeah,
is
they don't
like
have-
the fucking the spikes.
They don't. It's
And when they're
What?
harmful, is a real lottery. You know, like it can be quite a
it's-
trick
no.
to get right.
You
So,
you
well,
can,
that's
if
the
you
thing
if
is
you
that-
bide your time, there is
I
no
don't wanna
reason you should
bide
ever
my
get hit.
time.
Hey,
It's a
but
Sonic
That's the
game.
problem. It's a Sonic
It's-
game. Yeah, like the
Yeah,
you
but it's risk and reward. If you risk hitting him more often, then you're risking dying. if
Well,
you take it
yeah.
slow, it's
Don't
very,
let
very
me
easy to
fucking
not
take
die.
it that
It's
slow
one of the cool
in
things-
a back credit card.
It's literally
Well, that's
it's
the
an
thing.
allegory for the rest of the game.
You can go
How is that a
fast
fucking
and it,
allegory for the rest
you-
of the game?
you
Sonic
can-
2's faster
Let
than
him
one.
let Wayne talk.
can-
You shut
you
up.
can
God
go
damn it.
fast. You can go that fight. It's just riskier, and that's what I was doing in my
Yeah.
review. Was because like you can.
So Wayne,
you
so
can
Wayne, are you
literally.
saying,
Yeah.
are you saying that it's designed just like the rest of the stages in the game?
Yeah, and it works
Huh, that's
really
weird.
well because it's like
It's
the
not
same.
It's not
like,
at all.
No, I'm gonna push back. I'm sorry, but like rest of the game, it like there's room for error for pretty much the rest of the game. There are a
No,
couple
I'm
of
saying I'm
pitfalls.
talking about taking it slow and safe versus going-
Sure, yeah.
But in Sonic 2, you don't have to take it slow.
But you can
Oh my
also
God.
like
That punishing.
the thing with that fight is that you can literally goad Eggman into like shooting his arms at you in different directions, giving you a better opening. You're literally taunting him and taking advantage of his hot-headedness.
Look, I'm not
it's
saying it's a bad
not
boss, I'm just
just
saying it's
like
what I have
well
trouble with.
designed. It like perfectly fits Sonic as a character. It's fucking brilliant.
I'm not saying
I
it's
mean,
bad.
like in like
Yeah,
a
Wayne.
canon way,
Yeah,
sure.
Wayne.
I'm just
But,
saying
like,
it's
here-
difficult.
I think it is difficult too.
Oh, it is
I-
hard. Yeah.
but
As you admit it, that was the whole thing.
What I'm
fucking thing
no,
saying
my,
is
my
at the-
problem my problem is like if you've earned everything up to that point, you have no save state. Like if you game
Yeah,
over there, like
dude.
that's it. Like that, it's a pretty
Preach it,
steep
man.
difficulty, and like
Yeah.
they still try to sort it out the next game.
That's
So
right,
whether or
yeah.
not you respect it, and I do, I respect
Mhm.
it on its terms, but at the same time, yeah,
He
like
ain't
that
kidding.
difficulty's there. Like what
I
they
don't
did in the
know
next couple
how.
games.
You ain't
I don't
kidding,
get
man.
it.
Well-
You ain't shitting, man.
I
What
want
are
to
you
talk about the
fucking
last
talking
bosses
about?
for the last couple games because not only do they incorporate Supersonic into the lore, but they do a pretty genius way of like kind of balancing out all the challenge there because you could take Supersonic into those final fights, but you have to have an extraordinary ring count if you want to survive with Supersonic that entire way through. Like if you're playing Sonic 3 alone, you have one boss fight, and then you have this strangely long cutscene between that first boss fight and the second boss fight. And then even then you have two more forms to fight against Robotnik. And like yeah, if you've got hundreds of rings, sure you could probably Supersonic the whole way through. Most likely you're not though.
Wait, hang on.
And then they do this-
misremembering, or do rings magnetize to Supersonic in Sonic 2?
You need the electric shield to do it.
No, no,
Um,
it's Sonic 2 though. I thought they.
No, they don't magnetize to
Okay,
Sonic and Sonic.
alright,
2.
okay.
No, they don't.
Cool. Hell yeah.
But like and
Halo
then like
3?
they do the same thing again with Doomsday, well not but even before Doomsday Zone, which is purely a Supersonic fight, which I love that they incorporated that. But like they did the same thing at the end of that thing where you have this weird boss before you deal with the mech itself that requires you to be patient. Like you need to figure it out. Like you can't just jump in and hit the same
I'm just gonna say
thing over and
finger
over and
it
over
out
again.
because he's a finger boss.
No, the point is though, like they eat up your time. So if you use Supersonic too soon, then you're SOL. Like you can't go into the rest of that fight, that 3-form fight, with just Supersonic, unless you have, again, a shit ton of rings. And by that point, you're probably so good, like whatever. You're just having another playthrough of the game. So I think they balanced everything out by the end of those games quite brilliantly. I love it.
You know
I
what
think
else
it's
like,
great.
though, is like we can see that Supersonic can fly and shit. Sonic 3 with the Doomsday Zone as the final reward actually lets you properly fly, you know, instead of just
Yeah,
hovering above the ground.
it's great.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You ain't
I love
shitting.
the god damn it. Like I agree with everything you guys are saying about Sonic 2, but I also like that they handled it not just by removing anything, you know? I like that they didn't just say, okay, here's that same kind of fight, except you have 3 rings this time. They actually went out of their way to be like, okay, it's just a different kind of difficulty now. And I fucking love those games.
The
Holy
Sonic
shit.
3 and Knuckles final boss fight is like the most Kino final boss fight in a 2D
God, it's so fucking good.
the
And like
fingers-
rings still don't matter in those final forms too, because like, yeah, you can probably keep a ring around like while it's chasing you down, but it's a constantly moving fight,
Also,
so you're likely going to lose any rings you lose. And then that final chase doesn't matter. Like you got to keep your ass moving. Like doesn't matter how many rings you have.
The Master Beam at you, he can actually like fucking shoot you out of Supersonic, right?
No, the big arms
That'd be
before it was
fucking
patched out.
nuts.
Oh no, I was talking.
Yeah.
Okay, I was talking about the Death Egg.
That would be. I mean, that would make sense there, though, Pub.
Kaiju.
Like that would make perfect sense because he's using the Master Emerald's energy.
It's Chaos Energy, so Chaos Energy
Yeah.
can knock out Chaos
Isn't it-
Energy.
Isn't it interesting that Eggman's only ever made one machine so far in his entire campaign that is designed specifically to suck the super out of Sonic?
Yeah, and like he can do it. Like he's.
I mean, no, he can do
fucking-
it with big arms, and he can do it with the Unleashed machine.
I mean, big arms was a glitch.
Oh, I thought he was talking about
Was Big Arms a glitch?
the Unleashed
No,
machine.
I'm talking about the machine in Unleashed. It's the only time that he's ever utilized that power, despite having to fight Supersonic multiple times. I know that it's a shtick with Eggman. I get it that like, oh, that thing didn't work, abandon it, despite the
One
fact that I
sec,
could
one
just
second,
It's
I'll
a,
be
it's
right
a
back.
fun allegory for Sega.
What exactly was that that device though? Because you can kind of look at that machine that he used to basically crack open the Earth as sort of a the legacy of the Eclipse cannon.
I mean, when you think about it, it's not Far Cry. You know, that could have been
It's-
a cool
it's very
piece of
close.
world building. That could have
I
been
kind of wish that they had touched on that a little bit because it's pretty
was-
much.
Let's wait before we get to Unleash, boys. We're
mean,
kind of going out of
obviously,
order
but,
here.
like-
Right. Oh yeah, we still got a lot of entries to go here.
Yeah,
It
I have a
wouldn't-
lot of thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts about the openings of Unleash, and
So
they're.
wait, are we?
It just came up because when we were talking about the ways you could lose.
I
Supersonic and-
understand why
Are we
I was
now
here in the show.
officially- Are we now
No,
officially done?
You
with
weren't
the
here.
classics?
You were absent. Like
Are we done with the classics? Are we done with them?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah.
So once Keely's done being silly, we can talk about Sonic Adventure, right?
Yeah, he
mean-
can jump in. He'll be fine.
Okay, so
we
Sonic
can just
Adventure did something a bit differently to the classic games, as we all know. The original setup of the special stages is gone, because they no longer need to showcase 3D or some shit, I don't know. But, like, obviously the Chaos Emeralds play a big role in the story, you collect them throughout the story, so Supersonic at the ending is kind of a given, but he's just relegated to final boss status and he's a completely different playstyle. That was a cool way of kind of reworking Supersonic into a 3D environment, where I guess he could have risked being a little bit OP. I don't know. Like, any thoughts on the shift from like final boss status? And
I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it.
I think it works just fine, especially because the entire story, kind of like Sonic 3 Knuckles, centers around the emeralds to begin with. Sonic is a franchise that, and I feel like I could get some pushback on this, but I've always kind of seen Sonic as the lore-driven platformer. It's just kind of like there were times that it balanced that better than others. And I loved the way that was handled in Adventure, because I felt like they kind of cranked up the storytelling in it. The idea going into it, I believe there was some interview where they were saying they wanted to essentially create an RPG, like narrative structure, but in a Sonic game, and I think it actually worked out pretty well. And that supersonic form feels like it's earned not necessarily more or less than it was in the games, but in a different way. And I think it was more narratively compelling than what you could accomplish had it just been like something you could only earn by going out of your way for it in the original games, and by, you know, locking off, like, imagine if instead of unlocking the supersonic ending in Sonic Adventure, you had to instead go through like special stages and everything to unlock that instead, and like kids just being confused as to like, yeah.
That story would also not work out as well because the scramble for the Chaos Emeralds is integrated so hard into Chaos's story specifically that locking those story bits behind special stages, it just would not work narratively. I don't think.
I think it's all balance. I really do. I sometimes get folks that think I would just hate how they utilize supersonic in the games, but like, again, it's like meeting the game on its own terms. Like, I wasn't expecting a one-for-one recreation of the classic games when Sonic Adventure booted up. I just wanted it to play close enough that I'm still having a good time, and it did. Especially in the 98, 99 area. That game looked fucking magical. That game was gorgeous. But what I liked about Super Sonic specifically is like if he's going to be an important part
Pup,
of
what the
narrative,
fuck is that? Pup, what the fuck is that?
it's,
Get over it. The fans wanted
Booba.
it.
Special guest.
All right.
It's fan service is what it is.
The booba.
Do not
He's
call
just
it that,
gone.
Wayne. I swear to fucking
He's
Christ.
just gone. Let me finish my fucking point, you little goblin. But God, I was losing. But like, yeah, the balance there. I like that. Okay, like if we don't have to earn Super Sonic in the traditional sense, and it's an important part of the narrative, then I'm fine with him being confined to the final story because the build up to him and then the reveal in the final fight was amazing. Like if there is some way to recapture the magic that was the excitement of seeing Super Sonic, that was how to do it. Where it's no longer a god mode for the sake of an unlockable, it's now the climax of the story, which is it was really cool. And
You
there's
also
6
couldn't. Sorry, go ahead.
there's 6 fucking stories you go through, and the 7th is Super Sonic. And like I just love that, man. I love little details like that. That's so fucking cool.
And it's like you couldn't bank on the surprise that the other games had, or that this was something that fans were already very familiar with. And I think that especially in a story where you contrast that with another character that's, doing a super form. Sorry if this is redundant to your point.
No,
but
it's all good.
Perfect Chaos is just a contrast of the supersonic form. And that's why I fucking love Adventure so much more after finally playing like 3 and Knuckles. It really feels like a true successor to what 3 and Knuckles was doing.
It's
It really,
And
yeah, it really
a
is.
Sonic
Yeah,
4.
Mhm.
Like a proper Sonic 4.
it is.
I mean,
yeah.
basically, yeah.
I mean, like you see, and like you didn't think that. I don't know. I remember being younger and being like, okay, I've already seen Super Sonic before, and like the excitement was like, okay, Super Sonic in 3D, and they didn't let me down. He looks so fucking.
You know what's also
badass.
kind of cool about Adventure, though, is like the final boss is technically about the most momentum-based thing in that game, in that you have to really build up a good amount of speed in order to do any damage to Perfect Chaos.
Yeah, they always have to figure out a new way to make Super Sonic some kind of a challenge, and it's always kind of timer based.
Yeah.
And they do fumble the bag quite a bit in later games, but
We'll
I
get-
thought Perfect Chaos was I didn't beat him my first life when I first played that game.
Dude,
Like,
Perfect
I-
Chaos. God, that's still like I think that might still be my favorite creature design for that fucking franchise.
Looking good.
It's one of my
Gilly.
favorite moments, and it's one of my favorite moments in the fucking franchise in general.
I can see that. And I think
So,
my
yeah.
favorite's the one after this one though. Personally.
Okay, so are we going to move along to Sonic Adventure? Wait, Gilly hasn't said
I mean-
shit about Sonic Adventure.
I'm not going to say anything.
Why the fuck
You
not?
don't like Sonic Adventure Super
Are
Sonic?
you sulking?
Me and my tits aren't going to say
Are
anything.
you sulking?
Oh my god.
You're sulking, aren't you? You're sulking over your fat titties.
You want
Will
my
you just-
opinion?
Go on.
Just put them back. Just put them back.
No, this
God's
Sonic
sake.
Adventure isn't fun.
I'm going to
About
commit
about
Sudoku.
about 1/6 of that game is fun.
All of the
Alright,
game.
get him out of
And-
here.
Sonic Adventure did the exact thing that I said I wasn't into, which is take Super Sonic from a reward and turning him into just part of the game.
I mean, he is a reward, though. He's like the end game reward, you know?
No, that's how you beat the game, pup.
Yeah, no, but it's a rewarding ending.
It's not a reward. It's the end of the game.
No, that's
just-
like
it's just
catharsis.
the-
It's like in a
It's
it's
fine.
like in a
No,
real
it's
good.
fine. We sung its praises. I like having a different opinion. I want to hear it. Let him finish.
I'm not stop it. I'm
I don't like fucking
Yeah.
Sonic Adventure 1. I fucking hate that game. Don't like that game. That's where it ends.
God, what a wild bunch we have here.
Man's just
How
mad
do
'cause
we
I'm getting
feel?
tits.
How do we feel about Sonic Adventure 2 Supersonic?
I
Fucking
think the only way
great.
they could have really improved that was have
Wait, so
have
shouldn't
somebody
we
else
have to
do it.
cover Shadow 2 then?
Nah.
I mean,
just Sonic.
I think
mean,
I
Just
think
Super
we, I,
Sonic.
it's the
Just
same
Super
thing.
Sonic. It's just half
well-
of the final boss.
It's
Well,
supplementary. It is weird though that they that Sonic Adventure 2 kind of took what was a reward and turned it into how you beat the game at the end though.
I mean, I still like.
I didn't say I liked that part about it.
Listen,
I
I'm
just think it's a
still
more
also.
fun.
I'm
I just
gonna.
think it's a more fun fight.
I still want to give a bit of pushback.
That's
and say,
fair,
like,
that's
it's,
fair.
It's like movies, you know? Like, movies don't require any input, but you can have something that's, like, rewarding to your engagement at the end of it, you know? And that's as far as I see Sonic Adventure's final... Like, a final boss that's completely mandatory can still feel rewarding. It's, like, rewarding you for sticking with it, you know? Like...
I do like that they took in Sonic Adventure 2, they took a mechanic, again, that had been pre-established with Supersonic, and that was, like, you need rings to hold on to this form, and, like, if you lose them, it's over. And they turned that into a fucking plot point, and they killed off a character with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I say they killed off a character because that was the intent at the time.
Should have stayed dead.
Should have stayed dead.
I mean, I kind of
like
agree.
Shadow a lot.
I'm Shadow
Shadow
fan number one,
He's-
and I completely kind of agree.
No, he's
I
too
think if
cool of a
nothing
design.
else,
I'm
I
sorry.
honestly think I would have been more fine with Shadow returning if he had legit been a fucking android.
Yeah.
I was fine with him coming back just because he's too cool of a design.
Yeah,
and they
but
had
it
to
kind
keep
of
around.
it
It's
kind of
just-
ruined
it's a
his
cookie
character.
jar moment. Like,
Sure.
I don't.
He's
think
not the
I'm-
same character after Sonic Adventure 2. You
Yeah.
taught me that,
it's,
Nick.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah,
the
I know.
fucking Mandalorian bringing back Grogu immediately. You know,
Ah,
it's a cookie jar
yeah.
moment. It's a cookie
I'm
jar.
so upset about that
I
shit.
don't
so
think
fucking stupid.
Shadow coming
It's not
back.
this is not a Shadow podcast. Can we stop doing this every time Shadow shows up? It's the entire goddamn show.
I like
No.
Shadow.
Fuck Shadow.
This is the
Fuck
Shadow
him.
podcast
Fuck him to death.
for the modern. There is.
You
the
wanted him to stay
classics.
dead. Kill him. Kill him now. Kill him dead. Kill him from this topic. Kill him.
Why?
Because I'm so fucking tired of Shadow.
But Nick,
That sucks.
Every Nick-
conversation
around Nick- Shadow turns into Nick-
Shadow conversation.
Sucks
he's
to
an
suck,
assassin
Nick.
built.
Rip
He's an assassin
bozo.
built by the military.
Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
I know. I will say this.
Sayonara
So-
Hedgehog.
I do like that the story reason for the Chaos Emeralds all being where they are makes sense, because like if you look at the end of Sonic Adventure 2 for the hero and the dark side, whether or not Eggman wins his fight with Tails, he's getting that last emerald and he's trying to get the Eclipse Cannon to go off. And the fact that it's like, okay, this is the thing that's triggering the end of the world. This is also the thing that we need potentially to save the world. Just depends on whose hand it's in. Like it's what they did with Chaos, but with Chaos it was more like this is a person's emotional state changing the way that Chaos Emeralds are being used, and in Adventure 2 it's more just this is raw power and it just depends on which side is wielding it.
Yeah,
Ow,
I-
buy a
I really-
bedsheet on Amazon. Hang on.
I really do. Sorry, go ahead, Wayne.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I've grown because I mean, you guys know how I feel about Sonic Adventure 2 versus Sonic Adventure 1. I'm not gonna pretend a nostalgic bias doesn't have something to do with that. It absolutely does. I also don't care, but you know, after Kevin's video where he kind of like helped put some of my thoughts into words about like why I don't like Sonic Adventure 2 as much as the first one. He also helped me appreciate it in some new ways. And I've come to really like it, even like some of the narrative
You've come-
aspects and how. Hmm? What?
I'm just being
Don't
immature.
worry about.
Don't stop.
You've
don't-
obviously got.
Oh,
something to
okay.
say.
I'm just having a moment.
Um,
I'm having a moment.
And how they incorporated like again some of that lore. Supersonic and the Chaos Emeralds and everything is probably one of my favorite aspects of like the franchise, and how they treat that history with a bit of gravitas and everything. And I think Sonic Adventure 2 was able to take some of the template that Sonic Adventure 1, you know, Sonic 3 Knuckles and everything had put forth, and they played with it in some fun new ways. Again, Kevin had some kind of like I guess fan theory-esque explanations to a couple of things, but I feel like they really do fit. And even outside of that, the way that they treated the Chaos Emeralds, I thought was respectful to the lore that was already there. Versus, I've made the complaint before that I think the Chaos Emeralds and super forms and everything have been overused, and I would have preferred if outside of like Unleashed and I guess Frontiers now, I wish that Sonic Adventure 2 had been the last time we'd seen the Chaos Emeralds. At least for a while.
You know, Sonic Adventure 2 just feels like an ending in so many ways. Like, and the logical end of the Chaos Emeralds, logical end of Shadow. Like, it feels like an ending, you know?
It was
Yeah.
an end. It was the culmination of Tails' character arc. It looked like the time where Eggman was gonna turn a new leaf. Like everything just kind of slots in really
Tails
well. at
ruined
the end
Eggman's
there.
new leaf.
Do
He fucking
you
ruined
do
it.
you think that maybe the climate in which Sega was in at the time, where they very well could have gone under
Yeah,
if things
I
had gone
think
just
so.
a little differently? Do you think they were prepping
That's
for
a-
that to be the end of the franchise?
I think that's
Dude,
exactly
Jesus,
it.
I've never thought about that. Holy
I
shit!
mean,
Yeah.
in the trailer, they even say
They saw the
goodbye,
ri-
Sonic forever. You know, like
They saw the writing on the wall. Like, if it wasn't for one man devoting his life savings into that company just because he fucking believed in it, that company would not still be here.
I
Hmm.
don't think for a second, even if Sega went under, Sonic wasn't going to go anywhere.
I mean, they
Hey,
could
Like,
sell.
I
they could
agree-
sell.
I
sell
agree with
assets
you.
when you liquidate a company, you sell assets. Sonic would have been bought up
Yeah,
immediately. Like that.
especially with. Sorry.
He might have been bought by a really cool company too.
Well, no, like even then, like, but I mean, that's a good point about the finality because like we've always kind of seen that game like it was the end of an era in any way because like yeah, I've always seen like Dreamcast is like that is still an end of an era for Sega, regardless if they stuck around as a company or not. Like everybody felt that as a Sega fan, like everybody felt that. And yeah, that's a good point, Wayne. Like they might have been setting it up for a proper finale for the franchise, and
Yeah.
it's still okay to see it that way, though. I still think it's okay because like you don't go through like a giant run of like an author with a comic book, ending it, and then jumping into the next one saying, "Oh, well, it's just the exact same thing." Like even if it's the same character, you understand that you're going into something slightly new, right? Like Regenerations with the Doctor and shit like that. Like
Oh,
yeah,
don't
franchise has to
pretend you
keep chugging
fucking
on.
watch that show, you American. Don't even.
I-
Shut the
sakes.
fuck up.
But
I
like
do
there's,
still-
there's a stop point. Even if the story continues on, there is
There's a jumping off
finality there. There's
Yeah.
a stop. Yeah, there's a jumping off point.
It's,
And
and,
it
I
is a
still.
generation, you know.
Sorry.
What is that?
I'm sorry.
What? What is it?
I do still agree with you in the sense that I think the Sonic franchise would have survived past that. I don't know if they believed that at the time.
I think even then, like they still wanted to tell like a final story, though, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but there
yeah,
is a
that's
history of
kind of what
Sega
I
being
mean.
a
That's
little
kind of what I
silly, you know,
mean,
like-
though.
yeah.
Is I think that they really wanted I think the franchise would have survived regardless. I feel like I can't imagine what it must have felt like being in that and like having a company that was going so strong for so long and then not just knowing that it was going under, but being there, witnessing it, feeling that happen.
I'm also just
And
gonna
then-
say. Sorry, no, go on. Fucking go on. Please. I fucked it up, haven't I? I've ruined it.
No, you're
I've
good.
ruined it like I
it
ruin
is
everything.
it is interesting though because it's like it's a supersonic discussion and I guess this isn't entirely tied to that. It's just something I hadn't really considered before. And
Cool.
yeah.
You know what also... Okay, this is what I was going to say. What also kind of really fucking gives me the willies, you know, in regards to is Sonic ever going to come back, is that fucking... That last bit of text that comes back, where it's like, oh man, it's been a hard day, hasn't it, heroes, but there'll be adventures eventually, you know? Rest easy, heroes, in the meantime. Like, that shit gives me the fucking chills, man. God damn.
That certainly was.
Kender's era ass writing, if you ask me.
No, that shit give me the chills. I don't fucking care, man. Fucking, you have your fucking shit, man. Like, fucking, that shit was cold. Like, and
you had your fucking shit, fucking.
no, but you say this as a fucking classic fan, but your fucking box arts always had fucking deep ass quotes on them, like the second you stop running, you'll die, or whatever the fuck it says. You know?
Yeah, I would still make fun of that. It doesn't matter if it came in the classic games. I will still make fun of
Well,
it.
then it's
ridiculous.
time for you to do exactly that. Go on. Roast
You ever
it.
seen
ridiculous.
Speed?
It's stupid.
It's
You
great.
ever seen Speed
It's-
with Keanu Reeves?
It's fucking top tier.
Anyway,
Listen, I miss the days when fucking Sonic box arts were just fortune cookies. You know, like that shit was good.
I missed the day when we could strap a bomb to a hedgehog and make it so that if you stopped moving, he would explode.
And
you know what though?
like
Like,
There you go, Ian. Free one on me.
like
the
so.
opposite of Scrapnik.
I want to get it back on track with Supersonic. So, like, I mean, there's not too much else you could say with Adventure 2
Well,
that
I
we
have
didn't
one
already
more
say with
thing.
Adventure 1.
I got another
All
fun
right.
thing. It does for Super Sonic. Like, fucking right shit. Like, look at Sonic 2 and then Sonic 3. In Sonic 2, he hovers. In Sonic 3, he flies. Only when you get to the Doomsday Zone, but he flies. In Sonic Adventure, when you're fighting against Perfect Chaos, you're hovering. But in Sonic Adventure 2, you're flying. You see what I'm saying here? It's the same fucking thing. Sonic Adventure 2 is the Sonic 3 and Knuckles of life.
It's like
I've literally said that 2 years ago on this very podcast. You dumb bitch.
Yeah, well,
poetry.
like,
Right.
fuck you. You didn't say it in today's
Yeah.
episode, so
I guess not.
there
You
it
got
is.
me there.
There fucking is. Yeah.
It's all ideas are property of Sunset City Incorporated. We are all Sunset City
You
Incorporated.
want to fucking sue me over it, Mr. Penders? By all means, go ahead.
No, because I understand that we're just talking about things that other people have already
No,
created.
take me to court.
Ken.
I need a fucking
poetry. We may have gone a little too far in a few places.
It's gonna be great.
I like that you don't even sound like George Lucas. You sound, you sound like Red Letter Media's George Lucas.
It's like poetry. They rhyme.
Poetry.
Anybody want a pizza roll? Email me at my website if you want a pizza roll.
I do. There actually is one thing about the supersonic fight in Adventure
must
2 that I
die.
hadn't considered. So in Adventure 1, you're fighting a character who is powered by the Chaos Emeralds just by a different emotion than you. Sonic Adventure 2, aside from the arc, BioLizard isn't being powered by the Emeralds.
He's got
There's,
a
like-
fucking space colony arc up
He's
his ass.
he's got the arc up his ass, but like in terms of actual power, he's not. I don't think he's really gaining anything from that.
What was he powered by in the fight with just standalone Shadow? Was that some sort of like? I want to believe almost that was Tails is not the first one to try artificial chaos energy, and that regulator that he's got on his back that's like feeding.
It's a life
energy.
support system. It's
It's a life
literally
support
called a
system.
life support system by Omo Chow.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just its own separate
wanna-
entity.
I want to believe it's artificial chaos energy. Like, let me have this.
It's this fun
It-
little
Shadow
backpack
has
which has
some,
his
right?
MP3 player in it.
It could be. I mean, because we know that when Adventure 2 was made, the entire like Black Arms plot point was not a thing yet. So the idea of like
He's
Fuck.
being
The
energized by his
I don't hate-
fucking Blink 182 album on his Sony Walkman.
he's got a Walkman feeding him. I don't.
But
Regardless
you
of
get to,
like
you get to Weird Al during the finale, though.
He's in too deep and he's trying to keep.
Like, so I don't hate the Black Arms plot point personally, but since Adventure 2 was made before that plot point, we have to assume that there was whatever powers up BioLizard would have been the power that they assumed powered up Shadow, because they're both Gerald's attempts at the ultimate life form. So Chaos Energy is probably more likely than not, Wayne. You're probably on the nose there.
I want to see the fucking process and the notes which caused Gerald Robotnik to, like, you know, go from, like, oh yeah, the ultimate life form's got to be this big fuck off lizard to, you know what, fuck it, it's a hedgehog. You know,
I've actually explained how I think that happens before.
I think he's
and
a
that-
fucking crackpot is what I think he's just a
Well,
Wow.
No,
mean,
there's enough there. There's enough there in the history of the franchise itself that you can tie those pieces together. I'm sorry, Wayne, I'm sure you're about to mention that yourself.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's like I don't think it's an accident, you know, that he was specifically studying the Chaos Emeralds and how they worked as an energy source and everything, and you know, he's probably looking through Echidna murals and everything like that. I think that the BioLizard was directly inspired by by Perfect Chaos and by the prophecies of him and everything like that. And then
he knew about the
There's fake chaos in the space
Yeah,
station.
like artificial chaos is it's
Oh,
not
yeah, I
only
remember.
a thing that's in the space station, but
Man,
in Shadow the Hedgehog,
fuck
there's a
artificial
plot point
chaos.
to go back and kill them.
Fuck artificial chaos. I hate artificial. All my homies hate artificial chaos. He's
How
the
for you?
fucking-
point is, though, like there are enough elements there that if it was intentional or not, you could retroactively tie it together in a nice, neat little package. Fuck, what was I gonna say? But like, just to piggyback off the idea that the BioLizard has chaos energy, do we see it before all the emeralds start powering up the arc?
actually, doesn't the BioLizard show up after they
Right.
they
Yeah.
put the Master Emerald in the fucking like artificial
So,
shrine?
Is it possible that they could have only activated it, and why it is a failure compared to Shadow? is Shadow is a much lighter thing with free will that can harness chaos energy when he gets in front of a Chaos Emerald. What if that was the same idea, but the battery was just too big?
I think
And
that's
they just
probably
needed to activate it. They needed
I think-
everything to activate it.
I think that's probably true because both within Adventure 2's story and with the story of Shadow the Hedgehog later, the entire problem with Shadow was life support, and BioLizard has an external life support thing. Like, you're probably right there.
So I'm just saying, there's enough there, made to be there or not. Like you could tie it together if they were to say revisit the adventure games. That'd be kind of cool.
So I kind of enjoyed Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. What about you guys?
I want to move back on to Supersonic. I really do.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep
All right, so
sidetracking.
next up we have Sonic Heroes, which lets you play as not 1, not 2, but 3 super forms, sort of.
No,
They're
No,
not super forms.
they're
They're
not.
not.
Are we sure that's not just how they interpret it?
We're
as
sure.
super forms
No.
in 3D?
We are
No,
sure.
we
We're sure.
yeah. That's it's.
They've talked about it. They're not
fucking-
super forms. Yeah.
I remember being so fucking disappointed by that as a kid.
You know,
They-
I'm
so, like-
gonna say it straight up. Knuckles shouldn't be pink when he goes super because that's silly. He should go yellow.
No, I'm fine with it.
He should go yellow.
I'm fine with it.
Man should go
No, I
yellow.
like them having unique ones.
Pink,
we'll
silly.
talk about.
It's just silly, man.
This isn't a Super Knuckles conversation.
He should have big
So-
fists, bigger hands when he goes super.
Which will Archie gives him longer quills, and I think that looks
That's
fucking
silly.
tight.
That's silly. He needs bigger hands.
Oh my god.
So we've heard both sides of like whether or not we prefer like the more narrative focused Supersonic or the more game reward Supersonic. Sonic Heroes fails on both fronts
Yup.
hard.
I
So
hate.
you now admit that Sonic Heroes is poopy serious.
No,
Yeah.
I have always hated the special stages in Heroes, despite me liking that game.
Yeah, it's pretty poopies, isn't it?
The special stages are the fact that the game goes, hey, do you want to get Supersonic? Okay, get through the entire game holding this key. Okay, never get hit once.
And they're
now that you're in the special
mandatory.
stages, now that you're in the special stages, try your best to get to the Chaos Emerald in the worst possible iteration of the Sonic 2 special stages we can create.
Yeah.
No, I
Go
hate
Go off. Fucking
Poopy
get
game.
him. Get him. Get the
like
poopies. Poopies.
again.
Monkey game.
Again,
Poopy game.
I love Heroes. I love every level in that game front to back. I cannot stand the special stages. I cannot stand the fact that the story of that game that I wanted to see the conclusion to was locked behind getting the emeralds in again
And
the
it was
most
a bit poopies
fucking
too.
bastardized way possible. And then I don't like the fact that the fucking final boss wasn't even Metal Sonic, despite him being teased the whole time.
Yeah, said it once, I'll say it again. Fuck Neo Metal Sonic, unless it's in the IDW.
Like I like the Neo Metal fight in IDW because it actually has a proper fight with Neo before the kaiju fight, and then it's fucking Heroes just like, hey, did you want to fight this kaiju? No, not really. No. You wanted to fight this kaiju.
It is such a waste of Metal Sonic's first modern appearance in canon, I guess. And it is also such a waste of the only instance where Metal Sonic has been the main villain. Fucking, I got so much pushback when I put Neo Metal Sonic as in my worst villains list. But no, fuck Neo. The reason I like Metal Sonic is because he's got all the charisma of a fucking duty store manager, give me that fucking Metal Sonic, Not this, oh, I'm a god, fuck that fucking stupid shit, man. He turns into a fucking big lizard, fuck you. That ain't Metal Sonic.
see. I don't mind the personality. I don't mind the god complex. I don't hate any of that because that is the type of personality I expect an Eggman robot with that much power to have.
You know who,
I'm okay with that.
You know who needs to play Metal Sonic in the movies? The guy that plays the dude from The Office. You know the one I'm talking about, right? What's the
What?
fella?
White?
Dwight. Yeah, Dwight Schrute should play Metal Sonic.
Why?
Because that is Metal Sonic's personality. He's a fucking kiss-ass little fucking duty manager type.
Or do you mean like James Spader, the Lizard King?
He could also be him, yeah. Just fucking get any of those fucking guys to fucking do that.
Just
shit, man.
anybody from The Office can
No,
be.
no,
Metal
not
Sonic, apparently.
fucking, not Steve Carell or Mindy Kaling or fucking Michael Giacchino. Wait, no, John
You just
Krasinski, not
You just want
Michael
whichever one
Giacchino.
would be funny. That's all you want.
No, I don't want him to be funny either. I just want him to have a fucking anti-charisma about him,
Like I think my other issue with that fight is that Shadow is right there, and the entire Dark Side story culminates in Shadow trying to figure out if he's the real Shadow, and that being called into question in the end when they see the army of Shadow androids. It would have been good to me from a narrative perspective if instead of the story of Shadow the Hedgehog, if going super against Neo Metal could have been the thing that made him go, hey, I remember the arc, I remember who I am. And it would have at least salvaged some of that story, because realistically, the fight with Neo Metal, as it stands, when the biggest plot significant thing that happens at the end of it is Eggman gets beat up by the Chaotix, and Sonic gets to say, "We're Sonic Heroes." I'm sorry, no, I don't. With the narrative weight that we got behind Chaos and the narrative weight we got behind the final Hazard fight, it's the fucking kaiju fight in Heroes is a wet noodle. It's a fucking wet noodle.
It's poopies.
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 At the end of the
funny word. Poopies.
At the end of the day, this really was a Sonic Heroes.
I guess I'll just always be Sonic Heroes.
What is this? Some kind of Sonic Heroes?
Anything more?
So.
Anything more from you fuckers, you loons, before we move on to the next?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a whole lot to share about the next one either.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not gonna have a whole lot to talk about
No,
for the
so
rest of the stream
the interesting thing about
I'm okay with this one though.
until we
Yeah.
get to Frontiers.
No, the interesting thing about Supersonic in Sonic 06 is that it was gonna have the first that there's a lot of fucking Sonic 06 sentences begin with it was gonna have, but it was gonna have the fucking Rainbow Gem, which would allow the player to play as Supersonic in regular levels in a 3D Sonic game for the very first time. But they pushed out on that, just as they pushed out on a lot of things due to time.
You know, there's a. Have you played Sonic Adventure 1 on Steam?
Sonic the what now?
Sonic Adventure 1 on Steam.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
Steam version of it. Do you have the mod loader?
I have the mod loader, yeah.
Yeah. You know, there's actually like a mod on there that lets you, once you beat the game, you can actually play as Supersonic once you collect 50 rings, like in all of the stages.
That is boss. I'll have to try that out. They've also done a similar thing with the P06, where they've reinstated the Rainbow Gem, allowing the player to play as Supersonic upon the collection of 50 rings. So you do get to experience it, which is pretty cool. But
You know, at least it feels somewhat earned, because the Chaos Emeralds do have relevance to Sonic 06 again, which I still think is a little stupid. It should have been the fucking Time Stones, but it's whatever.
you just have them around, I guess. But like, what we end up with in 06 is, again, it's a very run-off-the-mill Sonic fucking super fucking final fucking boss thing, you know?
It is a run-of-the-mill Supersonic fight with the three hedgehogs, but there is one narrative thing I like about it. The entirety of Solaris's existence as a villain is one that exists in different ways in the past, present, and future. So having Silver, the Hedgehog of the future, Shadow, Hedgehog of the past, and Sonic, Hedgehog of the present, as the three choices to fight Solaris, I like that. Just from a writing perspective, that works out well for me. And
Yeah,
it was
I
nice
like,
to be able to see.
The fucking
It was nice to
fighting
be
in
able to see
past,
the extra
present, and
super.
future as well. You know, that was pretty fucking cool shit, especially considering it's a time travel game. You know how it is.
Like, it's a thing that I enjoy in terms of that game story, and I've never hated the 06 story, despite a lot of things in that game being very contrived, like jam two Chaos Emeralds together to time travel, stuff like that just doesn't make sense with the rest of the lore of the series
there's a
very
whole
well.
lot of stuff that could do with a little once over when it comes to Sonic 06. I think
Yeah,
the aim of the story was like a lot cooler than the story ended up being, but like I gotta admit, I appreciate, you know, how they were throwing all in for that story. But like, again, like,
yeah.
it definitely
But
needs some screws turned, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah.
But if we're just focusing on the Supersonic fight, though, I don't hate the Solaris fight. Not just as a you know, boss fight, but I like it narratively. It's well earned as a narrative fight compared to what we had in Heroes. Like, I wouldn't say it's quite up to Adventure 1 and 2, but I would say that I'm very, very comfortable with liking that fight.
If nothing else, it's like after what Sonic Adventure 2 established, is like if you're gonna bring in a new mainline Hedgehog character, you give them a super form at the end.
Yeah,
Like,
poor
yeah.
Amy though, right? Women's suffrage, am I right?
Man, I
Jesus.
want to see I
No.
want to see Amy get a super form in a mainline game.
Dude,
want to see
incorporate
that-
the hammer into it. It would be awesome.
Listen, I want to see Tails go super again, and Knuckles. I want to see them go super again, properly this time, not just as little shield boys.
I'm going to be honest. I know that we're not talking about Frontiers right now, but given that the entirety of the Frontier story for all of those characters is them finding their own way that doesn't involve Sonic, them all getting super forms in the next game would make narrative sense to me.
I feel like they just shouldn't be in the next game. Full stop.
Where are we at? I just got back.
Oh, we've been
We're
talking
on
about
we're on
Sonic
Sonic
06.
06.
But well,
Hold on
well,
one second, be right back.
I mean, put it this way, like
my-
as unpolished as Sonic 06 is, its final boss ain't to be sneezed at comparatively. You know, the final boss
Yeah,
is
no,
alright.
compared to the rest of the game, Solaris is fucking fine.
It's one of the more polished parts. I think telegraphing wise, it could do a little better because like you do have to play as a specific hedgehog for a specific point. It doesn't really
But
always tell
there
you
is-
which.
But there is a nice thing they do in 06 that I do wish that we would get in other games with the Chaos Emeralds. Because you remember before the Solaris fight, there's the mad dash for the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah.
Like everybody has to scramble around to try to retrieve them. In every other game, the Chaos Emeralds were just kind of around for the final fight, either because you collected them in the story or in special stages, what have you. I like that in 06, they literally go, there is no way we can solve this. We don't even have the Chaos Emeralds. Shit, I guess we have to go get those. And the game makes you go and get all of them. I wish that we would have gotten that in Frontiers, if I'm being perfectly honest.
I mean, it would have been a
something like-
decent little payoff, wouldn't it? Especially considering Tails had the whole ball ache over. I mean, we'll get to it. We'll get to Frontiers. We will
Yeah,
get there.
we'll get to Frontiers, but
Um,
I like the way the Chaos Emeralds are handled for that final bit. I like the hedgehogs of the 3 timelines are fighting Solaris in the 3 timelines. It's a lot of stuff that stacks up together, and it's nice.
Good shit, bro. You ain't kidding. Anyone else want to say anything about Sonic 06's Supersonics?
Fuck that game.
Alrighty.
Damn.
So next up we have Sonic
I
Unleashed.
get the games nobody loves.
Next up we got Sonic Unleashed's handling of Supersonic. Now I don't really know much about.
Actually, can I say one last thing
Go on,
about
yeah.
the 06 one?
Go on.
Mhm.
Go on, Skip.
Yeah, so we've seen Shadow turn into a super form through pure tenacity. We've seen him go super by absorbing the positive energy from the emeralds, and then finally, to cap it all off, we got to see him go super with the power of bestiality.
Christ. But what's funny is this is also.
Just confirmed. Supersonic is when Sonic is horny as hell.
No, but it also just reminded me that like 06 was the last time we saw Shadow go super, wasn't it? Aside from
That
that
was also
Burger King
low.
commercial. But
It's also
like,
a low blow on my end. Everybody makes fun of that fucking part.
no, but to be fair, like I've always
Yours.
thought that
Good.
the experience, the sensation of going super, what it must feel like, must be like a state of perpetual orgasm.
There
Oh
you go.
god.
There's got to be
Nah.
a reason why he's always like fucking doing that little yell look, you know? Like it's a little too much for him. It's a little too intense.
Oh no.
He ain't used to it. He ain't kidding.
You ain't- I did that today.
Yeah.
I said something very similar to what you said, and then my wife was like, "Oh God, it's a puppism." I was like, "Oh God, it is. You ain't kidding."
Hell yeah!
There it is.
Shit,
Oh,
you know
God.
how it is. All right. Well, in that case, Sonic Unleashed, good ass fucking game. I guess like Cyrus, you only really know about the Wii one, don't you?
I've played the 360 one as well,
Oh,
but I
okay.
haven't played the boss.
Just
fight.
imagine
I
like a
haven't played
Scottish guy saying the little version. You've only played the Wii one.
the Wii
Dude,
little one.
The supersonic fight at the end of Unleashed is some of the coolest fucking shit the series has ever done. I just wish Chip would shut the fuck up during
No,
it.
dude, when he's like going through the shield, he's like, he's like so fucking good. And
I
then
like how
Sonic's
your
like,
mic clipped out during that.
and then Sonic's like, Chip, you were, wow, fucking so fucking funny. I love it. They sound like they just fucked. And there's like semen flying everywhere. It's like they got the fucking purple tadpoles flying at
I
you.
made one horn joke, and now it's just
No,
the
but
debauchery.
here's the thing: is I'm not even fucking exaggerating, Nick. When you get to that part of the game, you're gonna see for yourself just how fucking. But anyways, you also have to destroy Dark Gaia's one-eyed snakes as well. It really doesn't fucking help.
I guess you could even call it unapologetic.
No,
I love that.
Shit,
I
man,
love
like,
that the dark. I love the multi-stage aspect of the Dark Gaia fight. I really do.
I like it, but I
the-
don't like the fucking loading screens between everything.
I didn't have that problem because I played the Wii version. Loading screens weren't that bad.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't have that problem. I just played the shit version. Well, like
just-
fucking.
I don't. See how
I just
that's
played
shit version of
the
game.
shit version that loaded better.
I just played. Well, here's the thing: it's worse in every way, but it has less load times.
I don't even think it's okay.
Anyways, fucking, what I fucking,
don't know, I think
a fucking cool shit is like how like before you get to the actual boss fight where you have to destroy Dark Gaia's one-eyed snakes, not a joke. It is like it's literally like Doomsday Zone for that brief little bit where you're just flying through the air and you're collecting as many rings as you can and shit, man. It doesn't even have like a fucking timer on it, but like you gotta be. I mean, Chip's
Does
a
the
timer
360?
himself.
I forget. Does the 360 version make you do the actual like the pre-fight where you're running just
Yes.
as Sonic on
Yeah.
Dark Gaia?
Yeah, it does do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
good, because that's my favorite. That's my favorite part of that fight.
No, that
is
fight, that
of
finale
course.
is fucking goated. Like that's still like my #1 Sonic finale ever. Suck it, Frontiers. But like, shit, man. Like, goddamn. Like, controlling Super Sonic in that actually feels kind of good, you know? And like, I get why people prefer the Wii one because you're actually being more direct with fighting the boss, whereas in the 360 and such version, again, you're destroying the one-eyed snakes which hold up his shield. And you don't have a time limit on Super Sonic either, because you've got that with the Gaia Colossus instead, in that you have to defeat the one-eyed snakes before it kills Chip, which is that's just kind of cool, you know? God damn. Wow. What a good fucking game, man. Oh, man, I fucking love Sonic Unleashed. God damn.
I thought it was really interesting that the beginning of Unleashed is also a supersonic story moment. Like, I know
that's
why it's...
now that you guys mentioned it, like it's something I'm kind of irritated with, like canon wise, because like I love the idea because it's not a thing you have to worry about when you're fighting against the final mech in Sonic 3 Knuckles. That would have been like a baller last thing, like using the Master Emerald energy would wipe out the super form.
It would be good, wouldn't it? It would be good shit. It would be Kino.
It would be cool, but I would still be fine with him not being affected. Okay, like this is like just retroactive things. Like, okay, if Super Sonic could get knocked away, sure. If it's Hypersonic, he's still invincible. That would be fucking wild. That would be
pretty-
sick.
that would be
You'd
pretty
actually
good.
get a good bit of power scaling then.
Yeah, but like that, I mean, like it would also prove like the Super Emeralds are in touch with the Master Emerald energy. Like this is not negating powers. This is when they're all combined. Just cool lore shit.
You know
but,
what's
like,
cool is like if you when you're hyper, when you get hit by the fucking master laser thing, you get more rings. You actually get rewarded.
yeah, or you just power it up. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
Man, shit,
But,
man, god damn.
but I mean, like if they ever redo the games in 3D, like let's go hard, go wild. Like if that's the hypersonic story, make that the hypersonic story. That said, though, like I have a problem with the first part of Unleashed. And I think it's just when I first originally played the game, I was like, well, what's the lore of this place? What happened prior to this point? Like I felt like they just kind of reset a bunch of canon again, and like they just kind of did things that they did like really big things and then didn't make a big deal out of it, and I was really kind of bothered by that. It was like a little bit too cartoony for me. Like they blasted the world apart. Nobody gives a shit. They're like, oh, they're in a bad mood, not because the world's split apart, it's because they got negative energy demons. And then the front of the game, Eggman just has this thing that can just take out supersonic powers. Like, what the shit, man?
Well, the
Never
moral of the
used
story-
this again.
The moral of the story is Eggman ain't kidding in Sonic Unleashed, you know? He's out for blood in Sonic Unleashed. Like, you get to the Egg Dragoon fight and Eggy is out for blood. Man, I love Sonic Unleashed. But, like, I get what you're also... Like, I'm not gonna fucking dispute that, like, the Earth breaking apart probably should have had a bit of a bigger impact, not gonna lie. It's kind of just treated as something that happens pretty regularly. I mean, Professor Pickle even says it's just a fucking thing that happens every once in a while. But, like, it's quite a thing to just drop,
Which is
isn't it? Like,
fucking ridiculous.
sometimes the world
Yeah.
just fucking says fuck it, you know?
Like,
good shit,
I
man.
need to say this. Like, I don't have a problem with Eggman knocking out supersonic powers. I had no problem with Knuckles doing it, for God's sakes. I don't have a problem with the world breaking apart. I would like them to make a bigger deal about those two things.
React to the fact that the world is fucking busted into pieces. Like, Sonic kind of does on, like, a subliminal level, but, like, yeah, it's true. Everyone else seems really chill about it. Fucking... And here's the thing, is there's the bit with the ice cream man, and he's having a fucking breakdown, and it's perfectly rational. He's like, oh, the whole world's been torn apart, we're doomed. He's being perfectly rational, but no, he is possessed with dark energy. And as soon as you take it away from him, he's back to be like, I love ice cream, I'm such a fat bitch.
The best part about that whole interaction is that the Ice Cream Man is voiced by Dan Green, so it's just depressed Yami Yugi over ice cream.
Yeah, it's that, yeah. I know what that is. Yeah.
He's the voice of Knuckles and Yami Yugi.
But you know what? I tell you what. Like, at the end of the
Wait,
day...
was that Dan Green? Did he voice Goku?
I think he voiced Knuckles,
No,
too, didn't
that's
he?
Sean.
No.
Yeah, Dan Green. I literally just said he's also the voice of Knuckles.
Yeah, shit,
in that
man.
game.
Fuck, I told you, I'm off the meds right now, okay?
Okay.
Anyways,
You ain't kidding.
Hell yeah. But, like, I tell you what, like, Sonic Unleashed, right? It does have a little more in Sonic 3 and Knuckles than in common with Sonic 3 and Knuckles than one might initially expect. You've got Sonic being whacked out of his super form at the start of the game, and the final boss has a little section very reminiscent to Doomsday where you have to dodge fucking asteroids and shit from inside the planet. What the fuck's going on with the gravity down there now that I think about it? Like, how is that shit floating when it's literally at the Earth's... You know what? Fuck it. It's Sonic, you know? Fuck it. Who cares? Who fucking cares, man? No one fucking cares.
Supersonic, for God's sakes, guys, let's...
I'm still a little bothered, actually, you know, now that you mention it, Nick, that, yeah, Eggman just kind of took away the super form. How?
Yeah.
Again, Eclipse Cannon
Laser.
maybe, but it's not like that's established.
Big laser. Pew, pew, pew.
They just kind of treat it with, like, yeah, business as usual at the beginning of the game, which is fun, but then, like,
I think it's pretty
was there a
self-contained.
point in the game?
It's I think he's going hard this time. He ain't gonna take no prisoners. You know how it
That's
is.
not a small lesson to learn, though, especially when, again, Unleashed is one of the games that I think actually does some interesting stuff with the Chaos Emeralds you know, beyond what a lot of the other games do, which is just kind of like have them, and they just don't address that shit.
Look, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. I just, you know, I think, you know, you're just a bitch. No.
What?
I love you, Wayne.
I love you too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wayne, you're just horny for temples.
You know me.
7 lights
I
of the Mobius
fucking-
rekindled.
I fucking love temples, man.
So we should probably talk about this too. Like, I don't know if you guys have anything more to say about Unleashed, but like, I mean, it really is beginning and the end of the game for Supersonic, and like, it's a really cool ending.
Oh, what a fucking cool ending, man. Hell yeah.
I mean, the advanced games.
Oh, we didn't include those because like me and Cirrus
We're doing.
we were like
We decided on consoles, so we wouldn't have to go
but
over
also
like
a little bit of
rivals.
I
and
think we
everything
could talk about it just real quick, because like, I mean, there's not too many like Supersonic
you
forms.
can talk about it. I'll be over here talking about Sonic 4 Episode 1 like a cool kid. So go right ahead. Hey, Cyrus is in Sonic 4 Episode 1. What a good game.
So I again, like, they go the Sonic Heroes route of like, you have to do special stages and then you only get the final boss fight, which was like, I mean, Sonic 3 and Knuckles did it just fine. You can have both. Why isn't there both for the 2D side-scrolling games?
I've updated the piss.
And I mean, again, that's another point where Supersonic is showing some weakness, right? When he's rescuing Cream's mother.
I tell you what though, the fucking the transformation before that is fucking cool.
Looks cool. I like how he looks in those games.
I like how he
Don't
closes
get
his
me wrong.
eyes, like he's like, oh, it's gonna get a little bright, you know.
Yeah. So, just real quick, he also appears there, and it's a little lackluster, but it's cool seeing the more modern Sonic design in 2D form, in sprite-based form. So, yeah, that's all I got.
You ain't kidding. Is that it?
That's all I got there.
All right, Sonic 4 Episode 1. All right, so this was like the first time in a long time that you could actually play as Super Sonic in just regular levels again. Because even in like the advanced games, it was just reserved for like final boss status. Sonic 4 Episode 1 as wanky as that game, I think wanky is just the best description for Sonic Frontiers. As wanky as that goddamn thing is, like the fact that they brought Supersonic back in like regular stages was pretty neat, and you do get that sense of power trip, even more so considering you're playing as Sonic the Spider Hog rather than just the regular fucking shitty fucking regular Sonic, you know how it is.
Yeah. Oh man, like we're starting to run out of time. Holy cow!
Yeah, I think a lot of us actually do have stuff we got to get to, like right after the show today. So
God
probably
damn,
no
is it-
post show,
is this gonna
and we
be-
might. Have
I'm
to
sorry.
consider
Did you put in
things
our
a little
show
bit.
notes? Nick derails the entire fucking thing
I thought that was
with
pretty-
Supersonic conversation. You really want to do? You want to listen back to that? How much have we talked about Supersonic? You piece of shit.
I actually can't believe how long it's taking to get through this.
Yeah, shall we just?
Yeah,
you know
it's
what?
insane.
Fuck it. Shall we? Is it a two-parter? Are we doing a two-part? Is-
No,
Let's
I
see.
don't want a two-part.
Can we
this.
No,
can
we
we
can fucking-
compile
we can do-
can we compile a bunch of these where
Alright, okay,
Supersonic
fine,
is
fine,
completely in fucking consequential?
Wait. All right, so fucking okay. Sonic for episode 1. Supersonic, pretty good for what it is, but fuck Sonic for episode 1. Am I right? Okay. Sonic for episode 2 though takes it up the fucking butt because every time you do a Tails maneuver and these things are mandatory, it knocks you out of your super form. Fucking. It has the worst version of Supersonic, okay? Worst one. Fuck it. Any thoughts on that? Any? It's got the Sonic for episode 1 physics as well. Why the fuck? Fucking they did fixes for the physics. It didn't apply to super fucking what? What is serious? Come on, fucking say it. What?
I think you're doing the opposite of what
What am I? What?
this is
What I do?
Gonzo. It's like, okay, we're not going fast enough. Fight. I am speed.
Listen. What do you got? Fucking throw it at me. Throw your Sonic 4 opinions at me
haven't-
immediately.
Okay, cool. I will throw both of my Sonic 4 opinions at
Shoot
you.
them up my butt.
I will never play either of them.
Garbage, right? Nick, you're going awful
There.
quiet, man. You seem mad. What's the? Can I get?
I'm just letting you get it out of your system.
I'm
I
gonna-
really don't have anything to say about a lot of these middle games. I just don't give a shit.
That's kind of what
Gonna
that's
bring
kind of
you
what I
some
was
toast.
getting at. Is like I feel like a lot of these could go under one umbrella.
No, right?
of-
Okay, big
yeah,
deal.
Supersonic sure is in it.
No, but big deal. Sonic Colors, all right. First 3D kinda Sonic.
Supersonic sure is fucking in it.
Yeah, he's in it, and like he's got an infinite boost, and he's got a very repetitive theme music. It's fucking good shit, man, for what it is.
Supersonic sure is fucking in it.
I mean, okay, now generations. Supersonic is Garbo in Generations. Worse than Colors. Fucking. All right, because here's the fucking thing.
I hate the Time Eater boss. I
No,
hate
no,
it so
no,
much.
not even just that though, right? They bring him back in the regular stages, but when you go super classic, he don't go any fucking faster. He don't go no fucking faster, right? But when you do
It
it,
is weird that the slowest part of the game is the fucking Supersonic.
but then you do it as like the modern Sonic, and they decided I'm gonna be real fucking clever. Make the boost this thing that makes you hover in the air. Fucking don't do platforming no more shit, man. The rings go down at a fucking piss taking fucking pace, and you could be hovering in mid fucking air and de super form and fall to your fucking death. Fucking Generations did one thing right with Supersonic is that they didn't give him a fucking repetitive theme music. What the fuck, Sonic? God fucking damn it, Sonic. What do you fucking do? Good game. Amazing. I love Sonic Generations so far. What the fuck they did to Super? God damn.
Up.
Fuck.
Up.
Yes.
For God's sakes, bud.
You're liking it.
Reel it in.
I can hear you.
Reel
I
it
can
in.
hear you snickering. You're liking
I
it.
even said in the back room, like, reel it in. You sound like a cocaine demon.
Cocaine Bear is out now.
Didn't
actually.
Didn't Cocaine Bear just come out?
Yeah,
I
it
did.
did.
I was popular last night, but like I have to get these videos done. But I really want to go watch those fucking movies. I really want to go see that movie.
Oh, is that
I
what it's
really
all
don't.
been about? Is that what this whole "can I take the day off" thing has been about? Huh? You want?
No, it's been about getting work done.
the fucking
It's been about getting work
Cocaine
done.
Bear movie.
We all
God
have to get going soon. Look here, I just want to say this. Like I think Wayne is right. I think you could really bunch these in, with the exception, I'd say, arguably Generations, because they did bring it in narratively,
Wait,
and it
Lost
was
World?
cool seeing two Supersonics at the same time. He's not in it narratively.
He has a boost.
Same with
though.
Colors.
He has a boost.
Sure, if you want to talk about that, but like the problem is like, yeah, they bring it back as a reward, which people were asking for at the time, but like a lot of those games, it's just kind of there.
Okay, what
There's
about
nothing really worth talking about,
okay,
and you
well-
unlock him in the weirdest way in some
Alright,
of those games.
We're gonna fucking nix Sonic Mania off the list because no one fucking likes that game. Sonic Forces. All right.
For fuck's sake.
So right, no, because Forces does some other shit, right? So fucking DLC for starters. What the fuck? What the fuck?
That's
And-
worth
I think
mentioning. That's some bullshit.
I
Yeah.
think it's.
We
I
need to
think
talk.
it's
About, we
weird.
need to talk about that. Like, sorry, go ahead, Cirrus.
I think it's very strange that the Sonic game where Eggman won is the one game that apparently you didn't fucking need Supersonic to solve the problem.
There's no emeralds in the story whatsoever. Why?
just think about it. It was literally the existence of Sonic solved that game story. But Supersonic, the thing that classically is needed for like world-shattering, world-ending, world-annihilating, whatever world-level event is there, Supersonic is almost always the answer to it. In Forces, nah, power of friendship.
This is the funny fucking thing about fucking Sonic fucking Forces as well, is they don't give any fucking reason why he doesn't have the fucking emeralds, right? And that's the weirdest thing is also, if you have the fucking DLC, any level you've previously fucking played, you can go as fucking Supersonic in that fucking level. So he has the emeralds, why are you not
all
using them?
20 seconds of those levels, too.
Why do you
Isn't
not
it grand?
use them, you crazy cat, you know? Like, and then, like, Sonic 3 did such good things, right? By allowing me the grace of having an option if I want to go Supersonic. Here you have to decide beforehand before you even start the level if you want to go Super or not, because he does it automatically.
It's
provided
very
toggled.
mishandled. It's very mishandled in
Are
that
you
game.
are you being silly, bruv? What is this? Like,
What I
No,
thought was
if-
weird is like they have Mania and Forces like connected together, and Mania at least teases the idea because like you have to unlock the final fucking fight with Supersonic at the end there, and it is almost like a Phantom Ruby versus the Chaos Emerald situation, and then we see them react a little bit differently, and a lot of people have been saying like, does it negate the power of the emeralds because he does? Classic Sonic goes back to his regular form before he gets warped off to modern Sonic's world. Like that would have been a fun narrative to continue in a world where they actually talk.
he's a silly
So-
boy, and it's a silly written game. Fucking silly
mean,
Forces, man.
I think that it would be like a great way like to continue the story of the Chaos Emeralds. I mean, like we're going to talk about with Frontiers in just a little bit here.
Hell yeah.
Is I mean like one magical gem versus another magical gem, like what does that mean? And I think they kind of dropped the ball there as they did in many ways with Forces.
Yeah, it's
No,
the
I think-
Sonic puberty game, all right. There's a lot of balls dropping.
I think that's probably as much as we can say about Forces without going down the dark road,
Well, yeah.
which leaves the other Sonic F
Well,
game.
shall we? Are we gonna nix like comic book stuff for now and just move on to Frontiers and stuff like that?
Probably best.
I
for
want
this-
okay. I
this
want
go
to. I
around.
want to make a prelude, a prequel. Okay, Supersonic was once the coolest power trip in the world in the classic games, and it was pretty cool when he was the final boss of the other ones. But now he's kind of
Until one day.
he became a trophy wife. He's back to being just a reward. And that's shit, man. No one fucking cares about Supersonic no more, man. And you don't fucking need him anyway, because the boost makes you this impenetrable force of nature. Fuck it. Fuck Supersonic was fucking lame. Until one day, fucking Sonic Frontiers, fucking goddamn. Holy shit. Right.
Undefeatable started playing in the background.
Until Kellen Quinn rocked up, literally, with fucking Tomoyo Iwatani on that fucking 9-string, fucking destroying my ears wonderfully. Oh man, oh god, oh jeez. Like,
It is interesting because I feel like Sonic Frontiers kind of had this it brought in an element that I think was sort of a natural evolution of how Supersonic had been handled up to that point, where we saw again like Sonic 2 was Supersonic was a reward for people that were going out of their way and they were, bending backwards to really like achieve something. Sonic 3 did the same thing, but it wove it into the narrative a bit more organically. Sonic Adventure made that a complete narrative focus, and then it kind of helped expand on the lore and its relation to that world specifically. Sonic Adventure 2 did much of the same. And then Sonic Unleashed kind of had some fun with the Chaos Emeralds, and then
and then they just
other
fucked
games
off.
just other games just kind of like fucked around with the concept but didn't do anything interesting with them. And then we got back to Frontiers where they're like, okay, so we've done the reward, we've done the expectation that this is the end game conclusion and everything. The next step in sort of the power crawl problem was making it much more present within the game itself. And I think that's where the boss fights kind of succeeded, was that you're so used to Supersonic at that point, it's no use just saving that for the end anymore. It's like everybody knows what fucking Supersonic is at this point, and everybody expects it, and making that something that you achieve like 4 times throughout the game was weirdly satisfying in a way that you couldn't get if you just treated Supersonic the way that you had before.
It's like
and again,
yeah, sorry, go on.
and I was just gonna say, it's again, it has a narrative like purpose in that game too.
It's like the devs, the sweet, wonderful devs, were just like, man, you've been working hard on this fucking island shit, haven't you? You've been giving Amy a lot of hard work. All right, buddy, listen, I'm gonna take you for a fucking ride now, okay? This is gonna be good shit. We are gonna literally fuck you.
We're going on an adventure
we,
together.
We are gonna fuck your brains out with this. And I'm like, I'm here for it, man. That was the best goddamn fucking supersonic sex I've ever had, man. Holy shit. Like, I'm gonna say it straight up. Fucking Frontiers is my favorite iteration of supersonic. Hell yeah, hands down, goddamn. Just the fact you're able to punch things already takes it up a notch. I wish I could punch the moon!
I wish he was a little lankier. There's like something about
Yeah, he's
he
a little
looks,
stubby.
he looks
He's
a
a
little
bit
mushed
tough.
together.
Yeah, but listen,
He's too marshmallowy.
But listen,
he looks like a
right?
peep.
There's a bit where the bit where fucking the knight fucking slams his fucking sword down on him and he's just pushing it back off. And you can see his little tushy. Like, he looks so precious.
I think
He's not supposed to look precious.
He is fucking precious.
there's
He's shaped like a friend.
there's something about like
Fuck
Supersonic in Frontiers that reminds me of like the way the models were structured, not necessarily one for one looks, but kind of the mentality of like classic Sonic, like 3D classic Sonic.
Yeah.
I can't quite get my head around it. It's like everything's a little too rounded, everything's a little like too close together. It's like
It's too
I
on
don't
model.
know.
It looks too much like an action figure. It looks too stiff. It's
Yeah.
it's just a weird middle ground where I've said it 1,000 times, and we've complained about this before. Like, there's no fluidity to the design anymore. It doesn't look like he's speedy, and like there even like the low polygon form for Supersonic and SA1, he looks fucking fierce. He looks like a raging fire, barely contained.
Oh yeah,
And
he looked like he's
I
about to
want-
rip things to shreds.
Yeah, I want.
He's like,
that.
you know when they keep like taking logos and simplifying them?
Exactly that.
That's
yeah.
what he looks like.
No, but I remember
Yeah.
like I got a friend who's not like a Sonic fan or whatever, and we were playing those Kellen Quinn tracks because he's into music and shit. He likes that kind of stuff, and we were just like, imagine this set to like a tiny little fucking friend-shaped hedgehog going up against a fucking big boy, a big fucker, a big guy. He's intimidating, and you got this fucking adorable, precious little fucking fire spark boy man. Like, shit, man. God damn, I fucking... You know what, though? I kind of half... You know what? As much as I think you're... I completely agree, you know? Like, shit.
I just wish he was a little lankier. Like, make the proportions a little bit longer and everything. That's what, the adventure games kind of did with his design back in the day.
Supersonic was actually pretty goated looking. Like, he looked pretty cool.
I would have preferred something a little closer to that, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, no, I mean...
I have a hard time disagreeing with that.
Other than that, though, it's like, I think it's some really amazing use of Supersonic. And again, not to get off into a hyper discussion, God, if you were ever going to bring Hyperform back, this was the fucking time. But
Yeah, we talked about it 1,000 times.
I tell you
Like, or
what...
new form, or like even play the fucking mech. You know,
The thing
anything.
Yeah.
the thing that gives me the real cool that is stuff that is cool is the fucking
Holy shit.
the after images of his big old fists when he punches things. That's just cool. But I did
that
have
was
the idea
awesome.
that
Yeah.
here's the thing I was thinking about. The problem with punching the moon is that Supersonic, you'd barely be able to see him because the moon's fucking big, right? So idea, you play as the Titan, but it has the exact same moveset as Supersonic. So you're effectively playing as Supersonic, but you're able to see him because he's a big old Titan. You know? You can do the same combos and shit.
I don't need big Supersonic. I'm okay
I
with
would
little
rather have
Supersonic.
big Supersonic than fucking pew 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 pew,
In-
though, right?
No, I'm okay with. Okay.
I'm okay with him going all Naruto on us. That's whatever. That's a cool idea.
I love the yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Cyrus.
I would like the idea of Sonic going big if it was just an extension of that, like, of the energy construct thing that he's shown to be able to do in Frontiers when he's in super mode. If you do that,
Yeah.
like, he just kind of energy constructs a bigger Sonic that is very obviously not him, then I'm okay with that. But I don't need Bowser's Fury 2, but this time it's Sonic instead of Mario.
Yeah, yeah. I've got thoughts on like Supersonic. I think Frontiers is the most interesting Supersonic as a concept has been in a very long time. I love the way that he's utilized in I think bringing him back in with the game where he started expanding on the combat and everything was incredibly fun. Having little combos where you just see like a million after images of Sonic like diving down and
It's so fucking cool.
kicking Gigantic with the face. That stuff is amazing. And again, like bringing back stuff like Nick, you and I've talked about it before, like bringing in that mentality of going on a huge chase when you're going up against the Wyvern,
They really do in a couple of ways. They really kind of recreate a lot of the Supersonic fights. And I mean, like the Wyvern is Sonic 3 Knuckles. The fucking that last fight.
Oh,
I'm not talking
the
about the
Supreme.
last fight. That kind of reminded me of Perfect Chaos a little bit, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I played that.
I mean,
but, like,
I think there was lots of like fucking homages to different, like, because especially like with the knight and the big old comically large sword, and Supersonic laying the smackdown. You know how it is.
yeah. Like I didn't need everything to be a repeat of before because they really did a great job of reinvigorating why this form is so cool. And I understand the idea. The more I think about it, like as hard as they went with Supersonic, I understand the reasoning of like, hey, we're not on Angel Island. We're working hard to make Supersonic matter again. Let's not derail that with yet another form. That makes sense to me, but they still dropped the ball really hard with that final fight. Like even if Supersonic is teaming up with another mech or something, like you went hard with everything else. Go hard here. And we've said that before on the show,
You
like how
don't-
we would
yeah.
reinvigorate the final boss.
You
We
don't
need to,
go
you know,
from cinematic to arcade.
No, you don't. And I mean that's just kind of where it fell short. But like everything else, yeah, like those are some of the greatest moments in Sonic history are in those fights, as far as I'm concerned.
Also, I didn't realize just how fucking rewarding it was to quick loop all of the different Titan bosses. My god. The little rewards
Yeah.
for you if you quick loop them. Like, you wouldn't even think to do it half the time, but it's like, man. God.
Planting Giganto on his ass is fun.
Good shit.
Giganto.
damn.
All right, guys. I think we've said all we can really say about Supersonic. Yeah, you know what I like though. This is why I keep bringing back with Frontiers. As negative as I get about it, I'm excited to see what they do with them going forward.
What about, like, favorite Supersonic appearances? Just a quick round table. Do we want to say favorite Supersonic appearance? I'll say Frontiers. Frontiers for me.
Adventure 2.
To play as.
Just whatever, man. What's, like, your favorite, like, the one that's like...
What,
man,
whatever
that's
your
shit.
heart says.
Yeah, listen to your heart, Gilly.
I guess Sonic Adventure 2.
Okay. Yeah.
I have I mean I'm never going to be able to recreate the sheer joy as a child seeing Sonic flare up on screen like that in a game I was playing for years.
That's allergies for you.
So I mean if I go purely Supersonic, I'm not talking Sonic 3 where they just show you at the very beginning of the game. I would say Sonic 2, Sonic Adventure, and finally, after all this time, Frontiers has kind of relit that flame for me. So
You found
those are
your
my three
flame.
favorites.
You found your flame.
Hey, there it is. There it is.
Oh my god.
In the end, Nick, it's you and your friend.
Okay, Storis, that's enough!
No.
Wayne?
Sorry, Mr. King of dragging jokes out for way too long.
Fuck you. Wayne? What about you? What say you, Wayne? Wallace?
I am probably for mostly nostalgic reasons. It's got to be Sonic Adventure 1. That's just like I love the music, I love the atmosphere, I love the tone. Just everything about that encounter is fucking amazing. A close contender for me. This is gonna sound crazy because y'all hear me bitch about this game all the time, but Unleashed, I fucking love the way that Supersonic shows up at the end of Unleashed there, and I think it's a really cool fight. I just really wish Chip would stop talking.
Oh god! Oh no! Oh shit, guys. Okay, we're really on crunch time now. Oh fuck, our lives depend on
What?
it. All right,
We still got super chats.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. We gotta read these super chats real quick. You know how it is. So last week,
Did Cyrus get to share his favorite Supersonic?
yeah, he did. He said Sonic Adventure 2.
Adventure 2.
Oh, okay, okay.
See, I listen. All right, so last week, Mr. Krabs, after the cutoff point, naughty, sent us a $4.99 super chat saying, Cyrus was about to read a super chat. Pup says, make a sound. Cyrus says, Werehog Battle theme plays when he left Discord. Well, that was certainly something. Hell yeah, thanks for the $4.99, Mr. Krabs. Nick!
All right, let me open this back up. I was looking at some stuff here. Where are we at? I'm in the back rooms, not the mailbag. Wait,
He's
what
looking at
the-
some
Two
stuff.
burgers so you can find it.
Is that from Channel Pub? Is
Who's that?
Channel Pub with two looks?
What an
Goddamn.
awesome dude. Oh, hell yeah, goddamn.
Keep going.
All right. Gil. Burger.
Burger. Okay. Omega Mr. Salty with a $2.99.
Hell yeah. Fucking yogurt mayo. Fucking Cyrus. Burger.
Steelhorn with the $5. What's wrong with the storybook series, pup?
What's wrong with the streets?
You
Huh?
can't have a series that is 2 games.
What's wrong with the streets?
It's not a
quote
series.
from a great film called Falling Down starring Michael Douglas. It's a really good movie. I fucking love that film.
Gilly.
Oh, my.
Gilly.
It's
What?
not problematic.
of 2 games.
It's not.
Burger. Wallace?
It really is like Ghost Core kind of shit, isn't it? It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, it's called Cancelled, is what it is. It's a cancelled series. Wallace. Wallace, I've
All right.
burgered you.
Yeah. Oh, burger. We got Way Past Cool Kid with $1.99.
Burger
I-
HD.
9 exclamation
91.
mark.
It says 91.
God.
Oh, 91.
Wayne! Wayne!
Yeah, they blur together. They're really close.
Get new
Leave me alone.
glasses, man.
I was confused. I just did. Anyway,
You need
the
to
birth
retake
year-
your eye exam.
You need to shut your mouth before I come over there and shut it for you.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, we got the birth year of Sonic
Come over
games.
there and come.
Nick! You gotta stop interrupting him, man! You can't just interrupt him like that, man. That's awful. Don't do that. Wayne, I'm so sorry. Please proceed.
91, the birth year of Sonic games. Heart, hi boys. Hi. Thank
Highway
you.
past cool
Appreciate
kid.
it.
Alright. Oh, it's me, innit? Burger. Okay, so that was with feeling.
In it.
Oh, fuck up, Gilly. OzJam H sends $10. Hello, gamers. First, congrats to Stevie Cole for lead artists. Very happy for her. Second, Supersonic was my first interaction with Superforms before Dragon Ball Z. Even thinking Sonic was the first at it. God damn, I feel you.
And so many people
You
still
ain't
do.
fucking
Google
kidding.
exists.
Also, congrats to Stevie Cole. Yeah, hell yeah, congrats to Stevie Cole.
Yeah, congrats, Stevie.
Ye-
You ain't kidding.
All right, OzJam H with $5. Musical notes. Welcome to the juice of a different
Son of
flavor.
a
I'm not reading this, OzJam. I'm not singing this. We've been gaming. Slowly think I'm on 20, but I guess I'm on 4. Guess you don't really know gamer juice.
What the fuck? Thank you, OzJam H. You funny fucker.
Wiki Wild Wild West,
Oh,
Jim
you
West,
fu-
Desperado.
Desperado.
Rough Rider. No, you don't want none of this sick running this brother running this Buffalo Soldier. Look, it's like I told
Remember,
you.
he's willing to do that, though.
Both
You're so
ways.
white.
Get out of that dress once you meet Jim. I'm gonna puke.
Okay, right. Gil, Gillicent. Do you need me to bug
Yes. No, I got it. This is gonna be my last one because I actually got to
you?
go.
Hell no.
Alrighty.
Shit.
Aiden F with $5. What do you
Dollars.
think is the worst special stage? All the advanced games can die in the hell pit where they were birthed from.
As I say, fucking Sonic Lost World. What a nice idea on paper, but the gyro controls give me muscular thrombosis.
Yeah.
Heroes. Or the Game Gear ones.
Worse
I'm
than-
gonna
worse than
echo,
Lost World for
I'm-
this, huh? Goddamn.
I'm gonna echo Gilly on that one.
I hate the Heroes ones.
Uh,
Fucking hate the Heroes ones.
All right.
which one was the fucking It was the 3DS one where you're flying.
Yes, Lost World 3DS.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fucking garbage game. Fucking serious. Burger.
Okay.
Oh,
I gotta go, guys.
Gilly has to head on out, so we'll see you later, Gilly.
We'll see
See
you
you,
later,
Gilly.
Gilly. Farewell, Gil. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Fuck off.
That
Wait.
Jordo with the $5.
Wait. No, sorry, go on.
No. What am I waiting
no,
for?
Nothing. Just go.
What? No, just tell me.
Just
It's fine.
fuck
I'm gonna
off.
leave
Just go.
right now if you fucking idiots
I will
knock
literally
yourself-
shit on the floor. Burger.
You will do it.
There you go.
Damn it,
Wait,
Jordo.
wait,
Thank you for the
Burger.
$5. That is staring into my soul.
Now
Please
you're
kill
going
me.
to say, which is what the fuck.
No.
That Jordo says $5.
It was like again, I don't know. It was like you know what that set of emojis reminds me of? The
fish.
fucking narrow thumbnail of that.
The
that
Majora's
stupid-
Mask one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That singing garbage CG monster from Return of the Jedi. That's what it reminds me of.
Oh my god! Now that now that you mention it, I got us confused. Like, yeah, no, it does look like the fucking yeah. No shit. God.
The
damn.
dancer.
Yeah. Oh, she kind of bad though. She got a mouth like a pocket pussy.
Been
Anyways,
way too long for you, buddy. We gotta get you on a date.
never gonna happen. All right.
We just gotta sedate this kid. Jesus Christ.
breeding bull for sale. All right.
I want to knock him unconscious with a brick.
Don't threaten me with a good time. All right. Wallace, you're up. With
We got Ozjam H with $5. No, Overlord Metal Sonic. No, Overlord Metal Sonic is Goatsy.
Or HD.
Rizerlord Neo Metal is Radical Dude Bros. No strings on him. Metal Spader. I'm sorry.
hang on.
What
Wait,
was
does-
any of that?
Does goatsy not mean when you like put your fingers in your asshole and turn it inside out like a Bane mask?
Yeah.
Dirty.
I didn't comprehend what I just read.
Wayne just said
Goats.
goatsy.
Just think of it this way, Wayne. Goatsy means butthole.
It means butthole like wide open.
Well, like I think Ozjan was trying to be cute by saying it was goat, but accidentally turned into like one of the most horrific things ever to
Well, that's
show up
what
on the
I
internet.
like about this. You know how it is.
Because like in that case, yeah, Ozjam, I agree. Overlord Metal is goatsy.
He is indeed an open asshole.
He's a gaping butthole,
He's a
is what
big
he
old
is.
Gaping butt.
All right.
So
Is
it's
it my
me.
turn?
It's me. Fuck off. It's me. All right. So Ozjam Age sends $5. Earth gets split apart by a laser cannon, destroying my apartment. Man, I can't have my Empire City. Gotta look both ways.
Can't have
Yeah,
shit in
yeah.
Detroit.
Welcome to Portland. Now you're up, Nick.
Steelhorn with $2. Pup, acknowledge Sonic and the Black Knight.
I played it at Nick's and I liked it. It was Secret Rings I thought could go fuck
It
itself.
just played it at Nick's.
Playing at Nick's.
What's funny about
Playing
that?
it, playing
don't-
at Nick's.
I don't own a Wii because I'm not a fucking girl, right?
I have things to do today.
Who's next?
Cirrus. Also, super chat cut
Is
off.
Cyrus Bartholomew Skeptic?
Wayne the is and also boss. How's Jim H? Thank you for the $2. For Pup, please sing Gamer Juice song as Channel Bun.
You're gonna need a lot more super chats than that, but too bad it's been the cutoff, so it can't happen. Ha 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 ha! Oh, 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 I'm gonna keep laughing until someone stops me. Oh, oh,
I'm grabbing the brick.
oh.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. And thank you for all the support on the super chats. Thank you to everybody who supports us on Patreon. Thank you for anybody who just hangs out with us. You can do this with us every Friday around this time, 9 a.m. Pacific. That's 11 your guys Eastern. Is that right? No, 10, 11, 12. I'm an idiot. Keep getting that goofed up for some reason. 12 noon on the East Coast. So do that.
Oh, we are getting. This is the most unfortunate raid we possibly could have
Oh,
right now.
right when it's
What do
ending.
you mean?
Fucking
We got a
It's-
raid?
as we're
35 is
and because there's a
literally raiding us.
YouTube recently tried to add in a somewhat raid feature. So we've got people coming in from Charis. And it's not.
Guys, we are
And
so
it's as
sorry.
show's ending.
Shows-
Sorry, 5.
Oh,
raid.
look at all these
Five,
people I can plug my content to.
Plug
Hey,
your
welcome
anus,
everybody.
Wayne.
How's it going? Come on in. You like
Absolutely.
Digimon?
This Chari 5, I think you got the wrong mon there, bud.
Oh,
What a top cat though. What hell?
actually,
yeah.
Cherrymon's a Digimon.
You ain't kidding.
They might be interested. Wayne, what do you do that they might be interested in?
Hi. So I'm working on a lot of Digimon content right now. I did a really big video on Digimon World for the PS1. As of right now, I'm putting together a review of Digimon. I'm putting together separate videos for Digimon Digital Card Battle, Digimon Rumble Arena, and Digimon World 2. Starting with Card Battle, and that one I'm hoping to get out in the next couple of weeks. And also, I just picked up a box of new Digimon cards, and I might be doing a stream over on my Twitch later tonight where I'm going to be opening them and then, like, listing ones I'm missing and everything like that. Be fun, just chill little hangout thing.
Wait, hang on. Popeye says, "I love Digital Monster." Is that what Digimon is short for?
Yeah, it's kind of like Pokemon is Pocket Monster. Digimon is Digital Monster.
Oh my
Like-
god!
Pokemon is just straight up called Pocket Monsters over in Japan. It's
That
not
makes
called Pokemon
so
over there.
much sense. What the fuck?
Yeah.
God damn. That makes a lot of sense. Oh man. Oh gee, Cirrus, you got it. You got to. What are you doing? Oh man. Oh jeez.
So I think I'm probably gonna spend a little time and try to continue the Archie
Shit.
series that I was working on, mainly because it's taking so long to get the Shadow the Hedgehog video finished.
Pocket Monster.
But
Damn.
you okay, pup?
No, just go right ahead. I'm just processing this, man.
Please proceed, Cirrus. We're listening.
Pocket Monster sounds like what I call my penis.
Stop it! No!
How'd you like to get a taste of my Pokemon, if you know what I'm saying?
Hey Nick, we got a lot of work before this man's gonna get laid again.
Yeah.
God damn.
I ain't paying you for nothing. Come on, Cirrus. Come on, get it done. Come on.
No, I'm done.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
done.
Oh,
He's done.
Finished already, huh?
Mhm.
Underwhelming. Nick, go, please. Come on.
Well, thanks to the help of Channel Pup here, I actually need to go get 2 videos done this weekend. So I'm going to jump straight into a story video and a gameplay video about Sonic Frontiers. Get it done these next couple days. Everyone's been waiting long enough for that. So expect that extremely soon. The next couple days, even for
I'm not editing
one
it.
of them.
I'm not gonna do it. I refuse.
Okay, then don't.
No,
then I'm
but
going to have to get to work either way.
No, you'll still pay me though, right?
No.
What the fuck? You're so mean. God, fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, have fun with that hotel bill.
I'll put the fucking hotel in the microwave.
So that's what I'm working on. And not to piggyback off Cirrus too much, but I'm very soon just going to jump straight into Archie. There's now 3 different content creators that are like doing Archie content, and people keep asking me to look at their Archie videos and all this other shit. I'm like, I can't. I just gotta get this done. It's been too long. People have been waiting too long, so that's happening very soon. But before any of that, we're gonna get some fucking robots talked about next week. So
Are we? What's
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
What robots are happening? Oh, this is on
Oh,
your
shit.
channel.
Mech
Talking
Mark
about
Madness,
Transformers.
baby.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm focusing almost solely on Mecha Sonic this time. We're gonna look at Scrapnik. We're gonna look at the super form. We're gonna look at the robot himself, and then an extra surprise robot that I have planned for this year's marathon. It's gonna be great, but it's mostly focused on Mecha himself.
You ain't kidding.
Lots of stuff.
Hell
you
yeah.
go. What about you, pup?
Yeah, no, so I'm doing some stuff, right? So, like, for starters, I've got a video out on my channel right now. What did I do again? Oh, right, yeah, no, so I did a ranking of, like, the top 10 best and top 5 worst Sonic villains. And there's a list that's going to have some surprises on it. There's some interesting things that I've interpreted as villains. But, the honorable mentions is also pretty fun, too. It rounds out, like, 20 entries. There's, like, 5 honorable mentions, 5 worst, and 10 best. I'm a positive pussycat, if you will. But I'm also working on my review of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. It's taken a little bit, because I enjoyed the movie a lot, and I liked it a lot. But, you know, there's some things that need to be said, you know, like, it's not a perfect movie by any stretch. And, you know, like, yeah, you know, love is complicated, you know? When a man and a woman love each other very much, it gets complicated. You might want to stop. So, yeah. Aside from that, I think I'm going to take some little 1-pint bottles of milk and turn them into little pigs. I think that sounds like a fun idea.
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
What?
Wait.
And
Okay,
decorate them, put
it's
little
my turn to
flowers,
contemplate because I don't know.
paint them. You know, you can do that. Have you not seen, like, those little 1-pint pigs?
I'm thinking of like Linda Belcher, just be little babies, little babies.
Oh, look at the little baby pigs. Linda. No, the fucking milk bottle pig. I'm gonna Google it.
Milk bottle pig. Is
Oh
this
man, no, it's a thing.
is this a thing that's not a thing here?
No, it's a thing there. They had an episode of Malcolm in the Middle where Lois fucking lost her fucking mind and made a lot of milk bottle pigs. Hang on, I'll send you. Here's a picture. I'll put it in the back rooms. There, that's it. That's a milk bottle pig, right there. You see it?
What is that?
It's a milk bottle pig.
I don't like it.
What the fuck?
Milk and pigs should not be associated. What?
Actually, is that dude? I mean, humans drink goat milk and stuff, but do they drink pig milk?
I don't drink goat milk.
No,
Drink
I
cow
mean,
milk.
some people drink goat milk. Can you get like pig milk for? I imagine like milk,
drink-
but with a bacony taste to it. You know?
I only drink cow milk and Nick milk.
Oh, you sick fuck! I drink dog milk.
I like that none of us have just acknowledged that we had a YouTuber bigger than any of us just drop folks into
No,
our chat.
listen, I said thank you, you know, because that was really kingly of Shari5.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
I shilled to them.
It's pretty.
When you get on the show, Chari? When you get on the show?
Come join us, Char. Is Chari even here? Is Chari in the house right now?
He was.
Is
What?
is Chari in the room?
No, it's we
Is he in the room right now?
Chari's friends. Do we have the man himself?
That's what we just said.
That's the mystery. We don't know.
It's not.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I found the comment. Turns out you. There you go. See, you're right about that. See?
Yeah, usually.
Hell, goddamn, yeah.
All right. It's time to go. I got to go anyway. I don't know what you do, but I got to get going. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us this week on Sunset City, and we'll see you next week.
You ain't kidding.